I already rated us 5 stars.
I did too. I saw we had one already, and I was like, damn, someone beat me to it.
That me. I did it.
Wait a minute.
I'm still waiting to see if it's gonna get good before.
Give me my cookies back.
I should go away and rate it 4 stars. Right now.
Write a review. Just Dylan says 4 stars.
I hate
pressure.
it when I wind myself up like I'm going to say something. You all stop because it looks like I'm going to say something, and then my brain just like turns into this vacant white beach.
Well, anyways, here we go.
Coincidentally, is
Dylan.
where we're recording the Unreliable Podcast with me, Owen, just the middle watchery, and my 4 friends today. We have all 4 again. Dylan's alive. He made it.
Yay.
Speaking of which, in addition to Dylan, we have...
Brandon?
Michaela?
Lisa.
That was an interesting tone of voice that Lisa did not decide to carry through.
Yeah, those are good.
Anyway, let's get into the recap of last session. Last time, we had a delivery made to the Hempridge alchemical plant, where you all handed off a big crate which you presumably thought had demon's blood inside. You saw that they were growing a bunch of living gear. And as you were on your way back out after flirting with some of the plant weavers, you all were attacked by a 2-headed, large, medium Kalia snake, which normally has venom, but according to the owner of this establishment, or the head researcher, it had been milked recently. So that was a boon in your favor.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Once you had knocked it unconscious and given it back to the facility, you headed to High Stone, where you flew over the town itself and went directly to the tomb because it was getting dark. When you got into the tomb, you got to the landing point of the tomb, and outside of the mountain itself, you found a bunch of dead bodies, some of which were the guards and members of the militia, and some were some new uniform that you hadn't fully recognized, but Saxter figured out was a black, anatomically correct heart on their armor. Heading in further, you found additional scenes of carnage. You found some tombs, and inside of there, you found some people who were dead. I didn't say that how I wanted to, but it's too late because we're still going. When you got far enough into the tomb, you found this final large room that was previously hidden with a stone door rolled in the way so it couldn't be accessed. But that had been moved, and in its place was a small medium glowing blue crystal, a chaos shard, which had attracted some small chaos beasts to its defense. After dropping stuff on the table and ruining the whole session, let's just go home. No.
You're in timeout, Dylan.
Just turn my mic off. Just yell when you guys need to hear me.
After a very dangerous combat where multiple people almost died, and Lisa proactively once again looked up the death rules.
I'm always prepared.
Have you gone down yet?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only one.
I just listened to
I'm
it.
just curious if they have been used yet, or if it's only been proactive.
Oh, yeah.
So
And I'm using them by being prepared. I'm a Boy Scout.
okay, good. I figure at some point you're going to just know them, so I might offload that knowledge burden onto you.
I got it.
Cool, thanks.
The knowledge of death.
The knowledge of death.
Bestowed unto you.
And you all survived, thankfully, although it was really close at one point. And Linnaeus hit someone when they rolled. Oh, no. Saxter hit someone.
No,
when
I
they
hit
rolled.
Saxter.
Oh, Linnaeus hit Saxter.
Sorry
when
again.
He
It's
rolled
okay.
under a 0 to hit, which was wild. The Chaos Demons teleported. The Chaos Beasts, because demons are different, teleported around a bunch, and it was a good time. Afterwards, you discovered that something had been taken from this tomb. You found notes that there was previously some document or scroll or script or slate or some way of conveying information called the truth of the gods gifted to our blood. That wasn't there anymore, even though it was on a registry. Since then, you all have left the tomb. It is nighttime completely. The sun has set, and it's up to you where to go next.
We're close to the town, right?
Yes. It would be maybe 20 minutes flight.
Yeah, I think we call it a night in the town.
That's probably best.
Yeah.
But
Go
if we,
grab rooms and in a tavern if we feel like.
hey, if we rest in a forest, I can provide extra healing.
We could go camping. I have a tent. I found a tent in like the second episode.
You got a tent. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just
think
need
it's
dirt.
one
Anyone
person
else?
tent. Oh wait, no.
I guess we could try and lay low. We are here, on important business and don't want to get intercepted. But
What?
If we camp in a place with plants, a good amount of plants, like a forest, a prairie, whatever, I can provide extra healing to everyone.
It's going to be a little bit longer trip to get over Highstone and below Timberline. Highstone is just on the edge of it, so to actually get to some wilderness, you're going to be going past Highstone to some degree.
I think it might be worth it.
It's up to you guys, but I know most of us are pretty hurt.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
again.
I'm 2/3 of the way to dead.
Oh no.
Same.
And that's after
feel like
healing.
I made it out the best from that one. I only
Yeah.
took 5 damage.
And my tent is a 2-person tent. I'm just a
You want to share?
no. You I think you just root yourself to the
I
ground.
do, yeah. I
right?
just need dirt.
yeah, we can sail for a little bit and then go stow away in a forest somewhere. Bring the ship down so we're hidden, sort of thing.
Because it will explicitly make a difference. Which one of you wants to roll 3d6 as a weather check for the day?
6.
5.
Too slow, Michaela.
2. So 13 means it's unseasonably warm.
Hey, that's good for camping in the open.
There's a section on it. Unseasonably cold or warm. The result indicates that the temperatures are higher or lower than normal for this time of year, usually by about 3d6 degrees Fahrenheit. That's right, it's Fahrenheit. Suck it, Europe, the rest of the world. That's
Fahrenheit, but meters.
it's 12 degrees Fahrenheit warmer
yards,
than
yeah,
normal.
It's what?
12 degrees warmer than normal. So even for the mountains, it's,
Pretty toasty.
Toasty.
Nice.
it is cooling off, of course, but otherwise fine. For worse types of weather, where it's like noticeably out of temperature, then there are actual exposure type things you want to look into and be aware of, but we're not there. It's just warm tonight. Okay. So the weather is warm and fine. You all get back into the Obstinate's Fit. When you get back on, Guo says to Laurel, how did it go?
We're alive. It definitely didn't go as well as it could, but I think what we got, what we came here for.
What did you?
She'll give them, fill them in on the Chaos Crystal and the Chaos Site and the missing book or tablet or whatever.
After confirming there's nothing further in there, he's going to send a couple, unless you all brought out a Chaos Beast with you, he'll send a couple of the deckhands in there to go grab one of the bodies to lash.
Yeah, we got people for that. I think we let them do it.
That sounds good.
Yep. You all get to sit down for a moment as that happens, and then the ship takes off. It is nighttime, and I would ask the ship navigator to make a perception check.
Not a navigation check? Oh, I guess, wait.
You can do a boon for navigation.
21.
We know. We know.
You gotta hear the dice.
Well, then give me my dice tray back.
Here.
Because I'm trying to help you.
Everyone else has a dice tray, but you roll on the table.
I do roll
Just
on the
Dylan
table.
things.
Are you worried that they won't believe that we're actually writing like rolling dice, that we're just making up numbers?
Oh, I've pre-rolled like 5 or 10 sessions in the future. This is all scripted.
This is a
Spreadsheet of rolls.
Yeah, I just got a big
Save
table.
a lot of time.
Yeah.
It's all your fault that I got my ass kicked last
some
session.
fights, some of the bigger D&D fights that I've done, I've genuinely like rolled a bunch of dice ahead of time.
No,
So I
that
just
makes
like click
super
down
sense.
the table.
Yeah.
Especially when there's like huge damage numbers to consider.
No, that's really interesting.
It's worth doing. Okay, you're able to find a reasonably okay place to take the ship, even though it's dark outside.
Hooray.
And because it's just unseasonably warm, you do have light of the moon to guide you otherwise. And you reach a forest clearing that is able to reasonably encompass your ship and get everyone off of it. A lot of the members of the crew start to lash up various hammocks between the trees instead of where they're normally sitting inside of the ship in the hold and prepare for bed.
Sounds good.
Is there anything you guys want to do before you go to sleep, or we just get through that?
Some of the deckhands probably set a watch, but I don't
Okay.
know if it matters.
You set up the tent that I got.
I'm going to go talk to the plants and tell them to help us heal.
Okay. You start walking out to the trees and just like, hey, what do you say when you want the plants to heal you?
Probably should have thought about this. Hey guys.
Oh,
This-
hey.
Oh my god, this is the first time I can hear them talk. Just was hoping you could provide maybe some extra cover, some comfy, vines or leaves. Just we're
Thought you said
wounded.
vibes.
Also comfortable vibes.
Yeah, dude, we can give you good vibes.
I would really appreciate that.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, thanks. I do get good vibes from you.
All right, good. Okay, you bed down for the night. Do you have a set watch, or do you want me to just put it together? And I guess, do any of the party members want to be part of the watch, or are you going to leave it up to the crew?
I do want to be part of the watch because trees can help me.
Okay.
Not to
And
brag,
you sleep
guys,
less.
but
you
trees
only
can
need-
help me, and I got some sunshine today,
And
so
you're
I'm
not even
good.
sleeping, right? You just root in the ground
I
and
root in
hang
the
out.
ground for a few hours, yeah.
But like
It's
fully
like half,
conscious,
yeah.
right? Like
I think it's
Let
at
me get back
least
doing that.
aware of the surroundings, because that's how you're able to see the people that were about to mug you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't sleep. I just
You just root.
wait.
Okay.
Laurel's sleeping.
Okay.
Sexter's also sleeping.
Cool.
What? I feel like Oot and I could probably take a watch.
Okay. Yeah, it's just a couple hours of sitting there.
And as to like who from the crew, like that's a first mate problem.
For sure. We're going to say that the first mate is going to take a watch, so On will take one. And then we will have PT, which is one of the last deckhands that came along with you guys as the other two took off. So PT is going to also take a watch.
And I only need to rest for 4 hours, so I can do a couple if we need to ever.
Okay. Cool. Any preference on who goes first?
First mate.
Okay. In that case, PT will go first, and then Barrick, and then Linnaeus, and then On will take the last watch in the wee hours of the morning. So, PT has, I think it's just a 0. They have a 0 perception. Because Sky Islanders don't get a bonus to perception, right?
No.
Okay. Cool. PT got a 13. Does not see anything during the night. Next would be Barrick.
Do Oot and I both get to roll first?
Yes.
Let's see. I got a 13. Oot got a 11.
13 and 11. When you're keeping watch, you hear as you're listening, you hear in the distance at one point some voices. And after paying more rapt attention to the direction the voices were coming from and raising a light in that direction at one point, you don't see anything further come of it.
Could I hear anything that they were saying or anything? Or just
It was too far off to make anything out.
okay. Interesting.
Blair Witch vibes right now.
I'm so scared right
That's
now,
spooky.
guys.
Yeah, some guy with a camcorder just like walks through the camp.
What the hell is that thing?
The cryptid hunters.
Linnaeus.
Yes. Ooh. 11.
Okay. You don't see anything. And then wrong page. On rolls a 7, but nothing happens. And you all wake up after a long rest. You heal however much you heal after you take that 8-hour rest, and it's a new day. I need 3 of you to roll the d6.
Also, the bonus that you get is an additional healing rate.
Oh,
So
sweet.
twice your healing rate for a night of rest in the forest.
Thanks, Forest.
Read.
4.
Do you have another?
3.
4, 3.
4.
4, 3, 4, 11. Normal conditions. It's a normal day in the mountains. The sun rises, the birds are singing, the giant wasps are giant.
As they should be.
Yeah.
Like that.
Normally
Everything's normal.
sized.
Yeah.
Normally sized big wasps.
Can I go over in the direction that I heard the voices from and try to see if I can see anything?
Absolutely. You make your way over there. Give me a perception check. Do you have any kind of tracking skills?
I do. I was a tracker, actually.
Cool. Drop
My
that
profession.
boom on that.
Nice. 20.
You see, as you're looking through the underbrush, after checking through a bunch of areas, you are able to find where it looks like someone has pushed through pieces of the foliage, stepped on some sticks and such. They stopped. They then have a trail leading away from where they stopped and away from the camp. You, looking around, see that it was about 3 to 4 people,
Okay.
or at least there's 3 to 4 paths, and that's all you make out from that.
Okay. I want to follow the path, but I will go tell other people that I heard that first and
Okay.
make others aware, I suppose. I guess
Okay.
the
Barrick-
captain? Question mark? I don't know. I should
Barrick
tell about it.
hysterically runs back to the camp. There's people.
What?
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 Your character, what happens?
I just like to go back to camp and just tell people that I heard voices last night and then I saw evidence of people
Cool.
in
Okay.
the
Yep.
forest before I traipse off and try to figure out where they were going by myself. Or not.
Do you want someone to come with you?
Yeah, maybe.
I can talk to the plants.
Okay, that would be helpful actually.
Yeah.
I think that would be really
I
helpful.
can come too. Just let me grab my knives real quick.
Okay.
Ellie comes out and passes you all some of the food that she made for the morning and just says, here, gives you the food. Guo says, if you're going to go off, then we will take the opportunity to let the crew stretch their muscles if you don't need us to follow on the ship. So we'll stay here, and if we don't see you in half a day, then we'll come looking.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that we've set sail back for Lorem before that much time has passed, but it's probably good to at least see if we can figure anything out.
Sure.
But also good for us to get back to the Queen as quickly as we can, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. You all gear up, get your stuff, and get a hiking.
I thank the trees for their help.
Oh, yeah. Anytime.
You're so chill.
We could, bring the boat if we wanted, I guess, but
I think,
hiking is fun.
yeah, it might be easier just to move
See
with
the
a few of
trail
us
if
too.
it's- Yeah.
Do we want to cover our tracks, or should we leave them?
I don't know.
Not too worried about covering them.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
not gonna stay.
we're
here
getting
long
out of here
anyway,
soon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
How far are we from Highstone, and how large of a town is Highstone? I wonder if we should tell the ship to meet us there in a couple of hours.
Highstone is a couple hours hike if you go there directly. The tracks lead away from Highstone.
Okay, great, perfect.
So it would. You're not sure how far the tracks are going to go. It's feasible that you could meet the ship there if you widen the window, but you don't know anything specific.
Doubling back to get to Highstone seems silly,
Highstone
so-
is also a medium small town. It's on the periphery of the Eastern Kingdom, but it has it serves as a hub for trading against the edge of the mountains, where there really isn't another place to do that for some distance. So it's not like a large town. It doesn't have a substantial industry, but it's a very nice gathering place for people before they continue a different part of their journey.
Tell you what, I'll tell Guo to go sell all the cloth we still have in our stupid ship because we couldn't get a good price for it.
You have that on your inventory, right? How much?
I thought we had six
Bolt.
Six
Okay,
bolts.
six units of cloth.
6 units of cloth. We never. I think we were purposefully vague of what that meant
For sure.
because I don't think it was bolts.
It
but
was bolts.
It was bolts.
Yeah.
We made so many Michael Bolton jokes. It was ridiculous.
No, because first Owen called them skeins, and then it's like, no, that's for yarn. They're bolts if it's cloth, and then it was a whole thing.
And a bolt makes 2.5 shirts approximately.
Yes.
I did fully show off my ignorance, and I haven't learned from it.
And I think he did cut out all the Michael Bolton jokes.
Damn it! Why, Owen? Why?
These episodes are already 3 hours long. We meander. We
Don't have
wander.
time for Michael Bolton jokes.
Not 20 minutes of them.
Yeah, I'll tell Guo to go arrange that in town. Whoever the person on the ship that is most equipped to actually go and make deals, probably Guo. And then meet us. I don't know if there's a good landmark nearby in the direction of the trails we're following.
Not immediately visible to you.
From like a map. I don't know if
If-
we have a rough map of the area. Of
If you try to hike to, well, there's a river to the east and a river west and a river south.
going down to that place west of Highstone, in between the two rivers.
Yeah, I think you went west. There was like a tip of the forest that was near the tree line that you were able to get to. So there's a river to your south by some distance. On the ground, you don't have an exact measurement, but it's closer to you than if you were to go to Highstone.
Okay. Yeah,
That
if
means
it's like, oh, we'll hike in this direction and then meet us by this bend in the river or whatever. Some, more or less identical place for us to meet with the ship.
Plant talk or nah?
Yeah, if you could talk to the plants over here. They were talking here last night. I could hear that they were speaking, but I couldn't hear what they were saying. So I don't know if
Did you get an idea of like
plants
the
know.
number of
did we say?
voices?
Like 3, 4, maybe. Is that?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
He said you saw 3 or 4 like tracks or
Okay.
trails.
Okay. Do. Speak with plants. I can ask them 5 questions
And then they die.
in 1 minute.
Guys, you're
And then
supposed
I
to
kill
leave
them.
again.
Do we have specific questions that we want to ask? So I could ask them
You
what
just go for it.
kind of... I'm new at this still. Help me.
I don't know. Like, can
What
they?
kind of beings?
Yeah.
And it's limited
Probably
to
people.
their knowledge, so they can't... There are abstract concepts that they may not understand, so I want to make it as
Okay.
childlike as possible.
Okay.
Okay. Do we want to wait until we lose track, though? Or do we want to ask right now?
Timer.
We can follow the tracks for a
All
while.
right. It's a minute. Yeah, let's follow the
Yeah.
tracks
let's-
first.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll follow for a little bit, and then I will ask my questions quickly.
Okay. So you all start following. and the path and trail leads south, which is the rough direction of a river. After, how long did you want to give it? A minute?
Like, did we want to walk that far?
When
Or
do you want to do this?
We were
Okay,
walking until potentially we lost the trail to try and use the questions to help figure out which direction to go.
Roll a perception with a boon for Barrick for that tracking.
Is there an aid in this system?
17.
I thought there
I
was.
think there's something in
there's a
combat.
help that gives
17.
them
Another boon.
a boon on their next ability check or their next check or attack.
You have to make an int challenge roll to help someone, though.
Right.
Okay, you succeeded, though, right?
Yes, I did. I'm
Cool.
sorry.
Okay. You're able to follow
smart.
the trail
Just kidding.
that is left by these people, or presumably people. It takes you south towards the river, and after a little bit of travel, you're able to find the remains of a campsite that has been put with the campfire put out. So when it had been burning logs, it has since been, you can still like find some embers inside, but it has been doused in sand to,
Didn't fully put out their fire. Irresponsible.
Smokey would be disappointed.
Do you want me to ask questions now? Are there tracks that lead anywhere
yeah,
else,
is
or
there
is
any
this kind of a dead
indication?
end?
from where you go, you're not too far away from the river, and it looks like the trail heads there, and then you lose the foliage that is helping you find the trail exactly.
Okay. Then yeah, maybe let's talk to the plants.
All right. I'm going to find some nice looking plants.
Not those
okay.
mean
Good
plants.
vibes.
Sure, you find some cat o' nine tails.
Oh, okay.
Or cat tails. Cat o' nine tails is a weapon.
That's a
you
weapon.
find some cat tails.
Cattails.
Find a
A
torture
plant.
device.
I don't know. Who knows what the plants are like in this setting?
They're all beautiful.
And they're all into BDSM.
Can confirm. Okay.
It's canon.
I have my questions. I'm ready.
Let me start the timer. Okay.
Hello. Your leaves
Hello.
look beautiful. Your
Thank you.
cattail is gorgeous. I have some questions for you if you don't mind. Do you know how many people came through here prior to us?
Yes, people is thing, is maybe 4-ish, 5-ish, I don't know, quite not. There were a small amount.
Okay. Did it seem like they were hunting something, or were they
Walk through.
walked through? Okay. What direction were they headed?
They get on a dead tree and they go down river.
Was there a big man and a plant weaver with them?
No?
Have you seen them before?
It's been a few seasons.
Thank you so much for your help.
And that's 4, 3, 2, 1. You finished within time.
Hell yeah.
So they got on a boat.
They got on a boat.
Da-da-da-da. And they went down the river.
So the cattail said that it's been a few seasons since it's seen them.
Okay. So maybe this is
There was not a big man or a plant weaver with them. There were 4 to 5, and they got on a boat.
all right.
Well, we're not going to find him now.
No.
And this is heading, I guess the river would be heading south, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Though you didn't ask the direction. You don't know which way they went. Did I say down the river?
Yes, I asked what direction they were headed, and you said they got in a boat down the river.
Okay. You know what direction they went. They went down the river.
Down the river.
And the river goes south.
harder to go up the river.
Yeah, it's
On a
heading into
log.
the mountains. Like,
I can totally reverse audio. Anyway, sorry.
So you can just reverse
power.
the reverse noises that you made. And
Oh, God. Layers.
I guess we follow the river while we wait for Guro to catch up.
Yeah, we can just walk along the bank
Yeah.
for a while.
Okay.
Because in hindsight, telling him to just follow the river until he finds us is the easiest way to find us and not look for a particular point.
He knows to look for you along that river. He does not know if you're moving or not because he left since this plan is changed. So, yeah.
There wasn't anything else in that camp, right? Like nothing like belongings or anything. It was just the fire pit. Okay.
You see some indentations where it looks like some bedrolls or something were put down, and that's it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Down the river.
Right. We're going to have one of you roll a d20 for an encounter check.
I'll do it. 6.
Okay. Nothing.
Perfect.
You're heading down the river. It's a kind of peaceful walk. Some of the insects that like to fly in your faces, which is kind of annoying.
It's awesome.
Because you're going down from the mountains towards the swampy biome area. So at some point, the amount of insects that are living their life and really propagating are going to get in your way and be annoying.
Does your Svit stay on the ship or does he come with you?
I think he probably stays on the ship.
Okay. He would have been happy right now.
Would have been.
So many snacks.
I would pull a mask over my face and just kind of like wrap a cloak around me just to like I don't want to get as many bug bites.
Okay. Yeah. You cover yourself up, and after a few hours walking, you see past you in the horizon a familiar outline of the obstinate Svit gaining on you. It's chasing you. No.
We start running.
You dive into the water. Submerge. Okay. They find you. They land, toss a rope over the side, and then they remember that Oot is in your group, so they lower even further to try to get a gangplank down. They land in the water and swap a gangplank out over the side. And you all get on. Guo tells you that he was able to sell the 6 bolts of cloth for 54 sapphires.
Whoa.
Way better than you.
Yeah, your negotiating skills suck. 54 sapphires?
I think Owen's figuring out how the money works.
I don't remember what I did last time. And so this
You offered
time
me, like,
I
a
did
couple
something
of
else.
pearls.
It was like 2 pearls each.
But also you rolled a 1, though, I'm pretty sure.
Which is why I was like, well, I'm coming back later.
Off my game today. I'll be back later.
And Guo does all the negotiating now.
Yeah.
You and Guo level set, and then you're back off to Lorm, is it?
I think back off to Lorm.
Okay.
We can follow the river a little bit to see if we see anything, but otherwise we can just head straight to Lorm. And
Okay.
I think
Might
that's
not be a
about
bad
it.
idea.
Yeah, we can
like
follow
get
for a
an
bit.
eagle eye view.
We also were talking, like, the 3 forks we were thinking had something to do with, like, forks in the river, so it maybe makes sense to do some amount of following river, but I don't know if we've deciphered the puzzle enough to actually know what we're looking for. Unless we have.
I don't think you have a detailed enough map of the area to do any map stuff, so
I
at
will
the very
make a
least you're
map.
going to be looking down and doing that.
I will make a map as we follow the river.
Okay.
Great.
Give me your profession roll to fund that effort.
15?
Okay.
Assuming it's an intellect roll of some kind.
Yeah, you start to loosely piece together a map as you're looking down over the side. After you follow the river for probably only an hour of flight, you see a small riverboat has been anchored on the just further downriver from where you guys were, and you don't immediately see anyone on it.
Drop a big rock overboard.
What if they're just like hunters walking through the forest?
Yeah, they're
We're
probably just
tracking
random
these people that are just random dudes.
Yeah, they're probably just random dudes. I'm inclined to just keep going, but if there's interest in seeing who they are, I'm happy to.
How's our timetable looking? Are we at like risk of being late to return to our
There was
quest giver?
No deadline.
Okay.
The time quest is ticking in the top right corner. Yeah, there was no deadline. It was just a, like, this is urgent. Discretion is important.
I give you guys a quest that you can't accomplish in the time period.
It might be beneficial to see if we can find them and if they've seen anything, assuming they're helpful or nice and not going to kill us.
We can slowly descend. I don't think we set the ship down though. Mm-hmm. But I think we can start to descend near their boat and see if we see anything.
You drop elevation. You see that on the ship itself, there are some dead animals that have been hung up sort of out of the way of the operation of a ship. Barrick is giving me...
I don't like
Michaela's really shaking her
I
head.
don't like that at all.
The head's back and forth.
Are you a hunter?
What kind of animals are they? Maybe it's fine.
Large
I thought that was one of your
grazing
professions.
animal.
Okay, it's okay.
There are
It's a little bit weirder then.
a couple sharp horn elk, where in this world to survive, elk, instead of having their normal antlers, have forward-facing pointy
Fuck
antlers.
yeah, that's awesome.
And so they can charge and do damage, which helps them
So
survive
cool.
in this
That's
chaos
really
hell world. Yeah, so there are a couple of those. You still don't see anyone immediately as you get closer. So do you want to go closer, stay where you are?
We'll maybe put the ship, a respectful distance away and lower the rope ladder or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can climb down.
And I'll call ahoy there or something, whatever standard setting greeting is.
Legacy.
You land, call out. After a moment, a mainlander sort of pops their head out of the trees and sees you all and just sort of cautiously waves back out and up at you.
I think we had put down a rope ladder. Lorel has intention of stocking up on food supplies while we're here, since they have a ton of food supplies. But also, then it's an excuse to ask if they've seen anything.
Okay. The mainlander says, "Ho, skipper.
Good hunting, I see.
The forest has been kind. What brings you this far from the Isles?"
Trade mostly. How much for one of the sharp horns?
Make a... Owen can't think of check.
It's probably a variety of will.
Yeah. Probably a will type, but your call.
Ooh. This is so fucking bad. Why do I always roll so poorly here?
I think it's funny that it's thematically
That's a
consistent.
4.
We have little to spare. Anything that is not going into our families is... Well, we're stretched thin. So to part with something of the sort, we would need to have enough money to feed our families in the short and near terms. I suppose we could part with one of these for 2 reds.
That's a lot.
Communist?
I wasn't prepared to pay 2 reds.
2 ruskies.
Well, sorry to hear that the times have been hard recently.
Nature of the world.
Plunder.
I think it's about
Yeah, Lorello explained that we're coming up from near High Stone, and there was some evidence of raiders or bandits or the like. And curious if you heard or seen anything.
Nothing specific, but common trouble to the parts. A couple families that I'm with, we were kicked out of a previous small encampment and have been trying to find a different place to locate since. So we've been up and down the river to get some hunting supplies to tide us over to the next town.
Ask about the Black Heart.
I mean, that's what I was just asking about. I didn't ask about specifically the Black Heart. I guess I can mention, do we have the patch or whatever? I was like, this look familiar to you or your lot?
Are they on the boat?
No.
No, I got
not
off
at
the
all.
boat.
Oh, okay.
So far, it's just
put the
Morel
ladder
to go out and
down.
talk.
You guys could also have gotten off the boat. But
I'll jump down.
Yeah, I'll jump down.
we
I
went
won't
down.
jump down.
We went
I'll
down to
walk.
go
I'll
climb.
Climb sensibly down.
Climb.
Oot just like looks over the side of the rope and just leans backwards again and doesn't come.
I don't think we'll be long. It's okay.
Good.
Okay.
So you show him the.
Yeah, whoever's holding it, I'll ask them to pull the patch out and it's like,
I guess I could have carried it on me. It's just a patch,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. When he sees it, he quickly just like swears and says, "Fucking Ravagers." Yes.
familiar with their lot.
I've seen that symbol. The same ones who kicked my family out of our previous home. There's not much I can tell you. They attacked when we didn't expect them with ferocity and fervor that we normally resort to beasts taken by illness.
Yeah, they're the ones that were causing the trouble that we encountered.
Well, it's common these days.
Well, I appreciate the information, and yeah, hope the forest continues to treat you well, so you can, you and your family can find a new home. So hand them a pearl or something, for your trouble.
Make a persuasion check.
You can tell me that this is offensive.
Etiquette and
14?
customs,
14.
if you want it.
Yeah, 14.
Okay, 14. He is not too proud to refuse this type of gift and takes the pearl.
Fine, you gave us info.
Nods.
It's not a pity gift. He helped us out.
He nods thanks, and if there was more I could tell you, I would, but this has been a recent problem for my family.
What town were you from?
We did not live in any of the larger towns. We had a smaller settlement at the northern part of this river.
Okay.
Don't name it. There's too many rivers here.
No, the rivers have names. People don't name rivers in this setting.
No, I'm going to name it after one of the towns that's on it. So the northern part of Preach River. Priech River.
Wait, which river are we on? Oh, I always thought we were on the other one.
No, because you headed south to hit the river and then followed it.
Makes sense.
Well, that's the bell.
School's out.
Yep. That's what they say. They appreciate the pearl. And
Ravagers are the demon's blood guys, right?
right.
Like the addicts and the berserker kind of.
That is the
Ravagers is a particular
Yeah.
word in this setting.
that is
I
the
was
name
just
of the path of using demon's
Yeah.
blood. Correct.
Shit.
Oh, okay.
Everywhere.
That's a good point. I was thinking it was just a
Like a
another word for
plunderer.
bandits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But you're right. That is a setting specific. That means something. Okay. Good to know.
Seems pretty
So
indiscriminate.
Yeah, I would kind of bring that up to the group. It's like it sounds like they were attacked by the demon's blood addicts, ravagers. Is it just me, or is demon's blood a pretty unusually common thing in this area? It seems
Does
like everywhere
seem
we
like
turn, it's
There's definitely something happening.
it's
Yeah.
everywhere. We're smuggling it for people. People are. I saw a guy in the streets that might have been on it. He was just crazy attacking people. I mean, it seems like this is a kind of a problem here.
This might have been the first time you've mentioned that to people
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I didn't mention the street
Yeah.
fight. I didn't think it was really important until it was like,
Well, with the pirates, taking that captive demon with them,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if there's something afoot.
yeah.
What did that guy look like? That you saw
Oh.
going crazy.
The one in Lorm that was going crazy was a generic mainlander.
He was
Okay.
just some asshole. He
Forgettable
was just
face.
really aggressive.
I think at this point we're getting back on the ship and setting away.
Cool. Yep. you take back off.
I asked the
And
wrong person.
two
Anyway.
rats.
Sorry.
This time
But we don't know
directly
that.
to
don't know.
Lorm.
Yeah, I think so. Cool.
Do we?
Lormward
We don't
bound.
know.
Unless we wanted to continue to map river, but
No.
Yeah. I
You
don't
fly
think so.
over Preach
feel like it's been
and fly underneath the giant shield symbol of the Far East that is levitating the sky, which everyone praises and everyone loves, and it's not weird.
nice.
Very
I guess
normal.
if we don't actually have a good map of the Far East, Lorel will continue to work on one. I'm not sure how common maps are in this setting, but that's probably one of the things that she preoccupies herself with during ship transit.
Maps are something you can definitely buy, but something of like very precise information, topographical connections gets more expensive.
Okay.
To get a very generic and loose one, I think it's fair to say you have a very generic one already on the ship
so-
as part of like a ship getting supplies and such. But for very high detail specifics, you don't have that, and you can be working on that.
Okay. Yeah, she'll try to be working on upgrading the map that we have as we go.
I can help you with it too if you want.
Okay. It's
I'm
another
perceptive.
2 days
Map
of travel
nerd in
to
any
get
setting.
back to Lorm. So for the second,
Wasn't it like a day?
It's like it's my job.
it was a couple days to go from Lorm to Hembridge and then Hembridge to Highstone. And you already spent some of the day walking through the forest
did
and
spend
down
a
some
day
day.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was a day from Lorm to Highstone, but then we added an extra day because we hit Hembridge.
I think I had it a day and a half.
That's fine.
Day and a
but-
half.
Anyway.
That's out, yeah.
Unless you all are stopping for something, you get another rest cycle. This time not in the... Well, do you want to land and rest in the woods? There's some swamp to rest in.
I would say unless we need to, I would say no.
Okay.
But Owen's going to roll on the encounter table.
If we're gonna have, yeah, mostly there.
Okay, okay.
1 damage.
And then
One.
I once again
didn't check
request a trade deal of 3d6 for the weather.
For
At
the
start
weather?
of the new day.
All right. I'll roll 1.
1.
2.
5.
Damn. That was gonna
1,
be
2, 5.
8.
Okay. It is unseasonably cold.
Oh,
The full gambit. Cold and warm. It is cold by...
You're hot, then you're cold. You're
Yes,
yes,
then-
then you're no.
You're up, then you're down.
Skyships, baby.
It is 13 degrees Fahrenheit colder than normal.
oh
A
What is normal?
cold front. So the world of Gaia is already gone through its own version of global warming. Seas rose, and so there's actually a lot of under the oceans like ruins of coastal cities that were like underneath the water near the edges of various
I
continents,
wanna
and
be a
also just like
seafarer.
sunk in the middle of places.
Huh.
Atlantis.
So it's already like an average, I think like a global average wherever you go is, oh, I might be botching this, but I'm pretty sure it was like 80 Fahrenheit
Oh, wow.
is
my
the
God.
normal. And it
Yeah, I
definitely
thought it was
gets
like a
colder
jungly,
in places.
tropically kind of world.
Yeah.
I don't know why, just like all the pictures and art and stuff seems to imply that it's
There's a lot of skin.
Definitely.
The people living there.
that's just the people.
One
I
of-
think that-
One of the coldest places
They do
in
that
the
in
world
mountains, too.
is the, I think, Black Isles and the Sky Islands, which are naturally high elevated, but the Black Isles are in this weird current position that actually having like warm gear is sometimes necessary. And due to the just deep inhospitality, is very hard to live in. Very scary. Anyway.
In hospital islands.
There's a hospital on the island. You can't go in it.
Inhospitable?
Inhospitable.
That's
In
what I was trying to
hospital.
say.
That was precious.
Thank you. Okay. Before we get into Lorm, let's take a break because pizza's almost here. And we're back. Okay. In the evening, you all get back to Lorm.
Lord.
Lorm. And it's nighttime because
to Lorm.
that's how time travel works. Linear.
It's Linnaeus, actually.
You dock at the top of another tower. It's a slightly different one, but still in the high city. There's a couple different and larger skyships that have since returned. And there you are. It's nighttime. You all rest? You want to do anything before you get going?
How late is it?
It's a North American 10.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably report
just
first thing in the
rest.
morning
I
then.
can
European
quantify things.
It's actually
Yeah,
a
why
European
not
20.
just a 10?
Well, culture.
We should go to bed. 10 o'clock is late.
North American 10 is late.
North American 10 is late.
It's like a Utah 10 is not the same as like a Spain 10.
Yeah, because it's already
This is
like
true.
8 a.m. over there.
This is how time travel
But
works.
like in like Spain and Italy, they eat dinner at like 8. So like they're more night time
It's
people.
later than that. Then you drink coffee.
Okay. Sounds like you all go to
Damn.
bed and have a rest.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Another
Heal it.
rest?
report to
Yeah.
All right, I am healed up.
For
Yay.
Asunder,
Queen in the
you
morning.
need this.
I know. I
Okay.
know. You almost died
Start of
last
the morning, you were saying Lorel's going to go to report to the Queen.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we go report to Queen.
Do you let Cervec Laurier know? Or do you head right to the castle?
I'll report to her next.
Okay. You find her. I don't think you know where she lives yet. So you start looking around, and we'll put a pin in that to check what everyone else is going to do today.
Reporting to Queen first, and Lady Sarevec next.
Gotcha.
after.
Okay.
Should we come with you for that?
Yeah, I was going to offer,
I feel like we're not fancy enough for the queen.
Would
I'm
they
happy to report back or happy to let you guys come with. It's entirely up to you.
would they let us in with our startling lack of fashion sense?
I have a peck window.
That's true.
Yeah.
Linnaeus is looking hot.
The last time there was an audience with the Queen, there was an emphasis from the Queen's chorus on providing time for Lorel to clean herself up and to make herself presentable.
I will make that known to the rest of the party before I invite them along.
Right.
Nah.
So coming in ruffled, like adventuring gear is probably not the play. The player with etiquettes and customs would probably be like, I shouldn't just bring in
My
my
Ruffian friends.
riffraff.
Subordinates.
My
apparently.
servants. Subordinates, yes.
I mean, I don't
Guys,
have
please.
I don't have fancy clothes. I don't own a
Right.
suit.
I don't
Yeah.
think I do either.
You have to work on that.
Could make some from your cloth.
I just grow
We
them
sold that.
normally. Damn. I grow my own clothes.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
That's weird.
How sustainable.
Grass skirt.
Okay, so probably not for this visit, it sounds like, but
Just
maybe a fancy clothes shopping trip is in order.
Another shopping
Ugh.
montage.
Get everybody
Everyone's
suits.
favorite part.
You can go kill someone while they shop for stuff. Don't worry, Saxter.
Like the moody teenager. I just want to wear my Jean Co jeans. I don't want to wear a tie, Dad.
Deep cut.
Do we want to go check on the colt?
I don't know what we would do tonight about
I guess
that.
Well,
Yeah,
while
but-
Lorel's talking to the
Yeah.
queen, we can.
Just go.
We could ask the bounty people, see if any progress has been made.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true. Or see like what progress has been made previously to know where we can maybe pick up the slack if they know. Or
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's do
Where was Chuck staying?
Right, you're back in Lorm. Let me quickly consult a note. You did not talk to Chuck about where he was staying. Cookies. Good job, Lisa.
Oh,
you want
I
some?
like one. Thank you.
Oh, okay. You've been good.
Oh my god, thank you.
Don't know where Chuck is staying.
Damn. Okay, we can just go to the bounty people.
would they still be open? Do we know? Like what
Oh, I
their
think
hours
this
are?
is the next day.
Oh,
Yeah, we slept till morning.
right. My bad.
Got in late.
Cool. You head up to the castle,
And timeline.
to the barracks, and find the quest area. I don't think I named it before. You find where you went last time to talk about quests with the guards.
It's like a bounty counter.
I think it was
Yep.
bounty office.
Yep.
Yeah.
You get there pretty early, first thing in the day, so you
simple
take a
quest.
number. You get... Suspense. You get number 1. First person of the day.
Yay.
Number
Really,
one,
really
the
early.
best.
We're those annoying people that wait right outside the door.
Kind of rattle on it like 2 minutes before we're supposed to open. And
Peek in.
A guard like comes over and opens the door and is like, "What?"
Are you guys open?
Yeah, I guess we are. Come on in.
Number 1.
You're the only person there. You still take it.
I wait behind the queue.
The guard walks all the way around his desk and like has this very hot mug of something, and they like lift these shades and go, 1.
We go all the way through the ticket line.
Pollards? What's? Do any of you know the name of the
Stanchions.
Stanchions?
Stanchions.
I knew it was a great word, like stanchion. You walk past all the stanchions and you get to the head of the line. He looks at like a second you could have taken to clearly shortcut all of this, but instead you walk to zigzag back and
We're
forth.
following the rules.
You sure are. You get up to the front desk and the guard says, "All right, what bounty are you here to report on or collect?"
Well, we're just wondering if there has been any, I guess, traction in the cult situation.
Oh, we were notified by a group called the Phoenix Risen that they were going to pick up the quest and take some action a couple days ago, and we haven't heard anything from them since.
Do you know
Maybe.
what they, who they were? What they looked like?
He like opens this large
Mercenaries.
cabinet and starts flipping through some documents and says, they're registered as a working group under the name of Chuck.
Oh,
Damn it. Pokemon rival. We had no idea.
Okay. I think actually we've met Chuck.
His middle name
So
is
we
Red.
can-
and they left a couple days ago.
They reported that they were taking it up a couple days ago.
Oh, it was right
He's
after
gonna
we
get
left.
his whole party killed again. Be the
Oh,
only survivor
Phoenix Risen.
again.
I get it.
Oh,
Because all of his other friends burned.
all of his other friends burned.
I get it. That's pretty clever. Anyway,
If you say so. It's fun to be a character in the world where I can push back against you trying to like say that's smart and be like, no, not really.
okay.
I guess.
Kind of
Fine.
middle.
It's kind of macabre, actually.
Well, maybe
You know what happened to his last friends? That's fucked up.
Yeah, no, that's why it's so clever.
Is there
Well-
anything else you wanted to ask about?
How are you doing?
I'm tired.
Well, I guess we can leave you to drink your hot beverage.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank-
day.
Thank you. We will.
You too.
Thanks.
Puts the number back on the slider and
Oh, wait. I'm so sorry. I did have a question.
I'm sorry. Could you go get a number?
Oh, yeah. I
There's
grabbed
no one else here. You get number 2.
and then I walk through the line
Through the
thoroughly.
stanchions again. Yep. Number 2.
That's so petty.
That's me.
Okay. Yes.
Very short wait. You're doing great at your job.
Well, it's first thing in the morning.
yeah.
Actually opened a little early for some... you wouldn't like the jerks on number 1.
Oh, yeah. So we actually turned in a bounty a few days ago of something that needed to be destroyed. How often are those items destroyed?
The average needing destruction item is taken out once a day in the evening.
Okay.
We just throw it into a dedicated big bonfire for that sort of purpose.
Okay. That's all. Just wanted to make sure. It was
Sure.
pretty bad, so.
Owen asking, did you tell them previously, like...
Don't die around it.
Yeah, that's all you really told them.
I said it
So
was
they-
bad. It needed to be destroyed with fire.
I thought we
and
told
not
them
die
that
around it.
it's
Because
what
it
made
makes
more.
light
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walkers, yeah.
Okay. In that
And that we don't
case,
know the range, so.
Yeah, that was... Sometimes there's more severe stuff that they would take care of as soon as possible. But I guess they didn't do it that time. And maybe
Just
they
don't
should.
let anybody die in the castle. I'm sure that's really
No
easy.
one dies in the castle.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not a problem.
If you
I'm sure
stay in the
prison's
castle,
not like the floor above
you're
or something.
immortal.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Terrifying.
I hand him my
He puts it back on
Number,
the slide
yep.
and shh. There's still no one else here.
I guess.
So Chuck went off.
Yeah. Sure did.
Chuck
Cool.
went off.
Chuck went
Go off, Chuck.
Go off, Chuck.
Do we know how to find him?
I don't
For a
think
guy
so.
crying about his missing party.
Well, I don't know
mean,
if
we
he's
know
crying
he-
anymore, if he's naming his new party after his dead party, so I just...
We know what he looks like. We
Yeah,
can
but
just
he's
ask
gonna lose
around
them
for him, I
soon.
guess.
That's true. Or there was
Yeah, we
that
know
one
what
bar
he
that
looks
we
like.
went to with him, and then he...
The deeply fanged serpent.
Yes, that
think.
one. The DFS.
The DFS.
Yes. But then I thought, didn't he mention another one that was like his regular place that he
It
didn't want to go to?
was. I think that was where he met his friends, so he
did
didn't want
have
to
a
go there.
regular...
But I don't think we got the name of that one.
I don't think so either. I think he said something to the effect of, I don't want to go to my normal place. Let's go to this one instead.
Just he was sad.
You were.
Well, now I feel like he's gonna die.
Yeah.
No, just this party again.
Well, I'm
He's
just
the one constant.
I'm worried he might take our bounty.
I don't know. He didn't seem.
The fact that it's been up for months, I'm not worried about anyone.
Oh, maybe we should go
Succeeding.
to the cult because when people
See
go
it.
after them, what I heard is that people go in and they just don't come out. So I don't know if they join the cult if they get.
Well, or if
You know?
they destroy their base, like it doesn't matter because then it's just popping up again. Anyway.
Yeah, they just
like
move
if they
around.
start a big fight, like it doesn't end up.
We could see if
Fixing it.
they've moved or if they have any new members or
Could
if
do
something
that.
weird has happened.
Yeah, I know where
I can
that
just
complex
check it
is. I can take us there.
All right.
While you're still in the palace, do you want to go report out to Queen or Queen's Chorus?
Yeah,
Cool. Lorel splits from the party and heads into the castle.
yeah. I think we might have split to do the two concurrently.
Okay, that makes more sense. Do you, you find a chorus member. Do you want to report out to the chorus, or are you going to try to... I'm going to say as a game master, you don't necessarily need to report this directly to the queen. But if you want to do something of the sort...
I don't know how. My understanding when we got the mission was that it was like super urgent, high discretion, and so it feels like it should go straight to the queen.
For sure.
But I'll trust Loril's judgment actually being in the throne room more than Dylan's judgment as a player.
Sure. I think Lorel in this... Well, no, I think Lorel in this moment is like, this should be something said with the queen present.
Perfect.
So you wait. You get another
Find a
of
member
the
and request an audience. Yep.
harnesses that let people know where you are, and you, after a brief amount of waiting, are taken back into the throne room. Warm floors, slightly damp. The throne room is kind of interestingly lit in this not long after dawn light. And you once again see the queen and a course member at her side on the throne. There's no Lady Saravek, and so the course member at the queen's shoulder says, "This is Lady Loril Niena, reporting back in on the mission from 4 days ago, Your Highness." And the queen just gives you like a very small nod of her head, the gem crown face thing obscuring her
Yeah.
once
Spooky.
again. And
Terrifying
you
queen.
kneel once again at the pillows, placed in the room as sort of the audience position. And what do you report out?
Thank you for your time, Your Grace. Here to report our initial findings of the tomb in Highstone. We, upon arrival, discovered that the encampment outside the entrance had been raided by a group going known as the Black Hearts. So make sure she brought the patch or whatever to present with. Inside the tomb was, I guess it wasn't really ransacked. They really only took the one thing. Like, there were bodies and there was fight, but like it wasn't ransacked.
Correct.
So it appeared that they were only in the tomb for a single object, and she'll report the name of the book or whatever, which was presumably hidden in the back chamber, where our crew discovered a rather, I guess, chaosites typically like grow over time, right? Or once they're like created, are they like static? I didn't say a new chaosite, but I guess I don't know if that's true.
They're, for the most part, static.
Okay.
And it relies on something else to grow it, which could sometimes be chaos beasts.
Okay, I will report of it as a minor chaos site then, with the presence of chaos beasts, and have, I guess probably would have had some members of the crew bring it with us, or at least turn it into the Queen's chorus. We probably don't need to bring it for the Queen to see.
If you had tried to bring it into the palace, you would have been stopped at the gates. It'd be like, that's staying here. We'll watch it, but
yeah, well, I'll have given it to the chorus ahead of time.
Okay. Cool. She, when hearing report on the Black Hearts and the document that was taken, she like taps the arm of her chair a couple times, and the chorus member like leans down and listens. After a moment, this chorus member stands back up and says, I want to get her name back into this thing. That's zoom out. That's not what I want. Okay. Queen Karenina will see you compensated for your extra troubles against the Chaos Site and appreciates you helping maintain order within her borders. As to the matter of the Black Hearts, they are a problem known to the eastern off-coast area outside of the Far East's direct control, yet still a problem of the mainland. A minor island has been reported having Ravager troubles in that area recently, and it's concerning to know that they've been making their way up into our territory.
Yeah, I was going to report. Thank you for your generosity, Your Grace. I was going to report as well that we managed to speak with a local hunting tribe. Is tribe an appropriate word here, or just group?
A local hunter.
Local hunter who said that his group and family were their settlement was destroyed by the Ravagers, and they've been displaced from their homes.
The chorus member nods without leaning back down and says, "Understood, and thank you for this additional information." Finally, with respects to the document that was taken, and the chorus member pauses for a moment and leans down and whispers something into Queen Karenina's ear, then stands back up, looking briefly like admonished for a moment, and says, we request that you have an audience with our dragon and discuss the document that was taken. Roll etiquette and customs.
This a dragon? That's a pass. 15.
Asunder does not have a raw stat block for like dragons. Dragons are not a like common worldly thing. I don't think they're impossible. But dragons are something typically held by the richest of the rich, and a dragon is a title of a person who keeps very important documents and lore and information isolated from the rest of the world as that country's like source of knowledge and power.
Okay.
So this is like the head scholar librarian of the Far East.
But like the secret one to maintain like the true records.
Right. Part of the reason behind their name is they are in charge of keeping their hoard. And they have like extra powers within their country to maintain that.
Spooky.
So you are asked to get a audience with the Dragon of the Far East.
Happy to serve.
Cool. Queen Karina nods once more, and the chorus member gives you like a quick arched eyebrow, just like anything else. And
She'll, shake her head or gesture or whatever.
okay, yeah,
Appropriate.
you stand up and bow and make your way back out of the throne room. When you get back out with your separate Queen's Chorus escort, you are briefly taken to a table where you are given a diamond as thanks for getting rid of that chaos site. And it was a minor one. You are also... I'm going to pause for a moment.
What was the initial bounty?
2
Two
sapphires.
sapphires, yeah.
So, much less. You got 25 sapphires. Yeah. Because potentially this was as simple as you fly there for 2 days, you fly back for 2 days. So, and then you are told by the chorus member that the dragon does not normally take audiences in the morning. So if you come back in the afternoon or evening, you will be able to visit them.
Understood.
And you get your harness taken back off and you're released back out into the world.
I go back out into the world.
Amazing.
A beautiful butterfly emerged from my harness.
you consume your chrysalis for nutrients necessary to maintain your journey for the day.
Gross.
The harness.
The chorus member stares at me.
You're not invited back.
Very silently, very judgmental. And you just quietly... Yeah.
Is this against etiquette? Are these not your customs?
It's unconventional, but it's not against ritual. It happens from time to time. An audience goes long, they get peckish. Anyway, I assume you all meet up before you leave the palace. Instead, you all do your separate things and hang on for a moment, and the 5 of you, head back out into the city.
The city.
You all effectively tell each other what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll divvy up the diamond, or I guess I'll pull from the sapphires from other stuff, but...
No, break it into pieces.
This is going to take a while.
So how much?
So it's 25 sapphires per diamond.
True.
Yeah, I call it 6 sapphires a head, and I'll put 1 in the ship bank to pay for food.
Okay.
And we can sort other
shank.
pieces out later.
All right.
So you all were heading directly to the Pure Light cult, or were you going to ask around at the Deeply Fanged Serpent first? What's the plan?
Is the deeply fanged serpent like on the way to where the cult is?
It's near one of the city walls leading into Lower City, so I think it's not
feel like-
out of your way.
Sorry, I feel like it couldn't hurt to just
Might as well.
pop in.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay. You all stop by. It's still early morning. There's a brief city break as everyone comes out of their work to have their tea break from the various cards scattered around the city before heading back inside again.
Are there any more rumblings from Linnaeus' speech?
yeah.
Roll a perception check.
I don't want to.
Can I
Don't
roll one
a
too?
perception check. Sure.
13. Oh, 8.
You don't hear any immediate reports, Barrick, of a sudden series of murders in the wealthy, business class
Probably good.
of the city. So that's good. Probably.
Maybe. I mean,
Or it's been kept secret.
ooh, intriguing. Interesting.
I'm sure it's fine.
I
Anyway.
see nothing going wrong with this. Everything's fine. I'm not worried.
I'll make sure the party knows. Just mentioning explicitly that we have an appointment in the afternoon, evening-ish with the Far East Dragon. And if they're not familiar with the title, I'll give the quick, like, elevator pitch of what a country's dragon is.
Cool.
Sounds like a librarian really trying to sound hardcore. Punk ass book jockeys.
You should try saying that during the audience.
I won't.
And that we
I know
also
better.
probably need to at some point report back to Lady Sarevek.
Okay.
Do we have to be well dressed for that?
Yeah, how well dressed do we need to be for the dragon? And for Lady Sarevek?
At the bare minimum, don't be like
Bleeding?
Shirtless.
don't be naked, don't be bleeding, don't be messy.
Okay.
Actually, like have put some effort into your appearance. For the Dragon
Shopping?
of Far East, you might want to get something a little nice. Not like uber fancy, but you might want something nice.
All right.
It's a shopping day. Or you wait on the boat. It's like Laril's happy to go just talk to the people for you guys if you want. But that doesn't
Saxter
feel
gets
very
his
fun.
CD player and his headphones. Goes wait on the
He
ship.
gets his Game Boy.
I would like to be there because I'm smart and I'm
Yeah.
perceptive.
I don't want to split the party. I'll get a fancy
Shopping
clothes.
montage.
Yeah.
We'll do that before Lady Sarevek as well
Yeah.
then. And we'll just be fancy today.
So we can go to the cult. We can do some shopping.
Should we do the
Sarevek, dragon.
Check on the cult first?
I think so. Or we're
And
going to go to the
if we
deeply
Yeah.
fanged
pass
serpent.
by the deeply fanged
Oh, right,
serpent,
right,
we
we
should
haven't
just
done
pop
that
in
yet.
And be like, hey,
Yeah.
where's Chuck
Is
and
it
his new
a
friend?
more reasonable time now to pop into a bar?
Feels early, but
It feels very
You're not
early.
going to hit the main crowd
Okay.
of like a bar. It's still during the working day.
Okay.
So maybe we go to the cult and then hit the tavern up on the way back.
Yeah, that might be good.
Cool.
To the cult.
You head out of the upper city and into the lower. You travel past a series of factories and warehouses and workshops and blah 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 blah, a bunch of lower and lower class living situations, some middle class near the high wall. And you eventually reach the same location. That's Saxter, new the Pure Light cult, the cult of the Dimming Naga.
Oh, right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm really stupid. Just
No,
ignore
you're-
me.
How dare you?
Not true.
Anyway, you all get there and you see a bunch of people in very plain robes, moving around, taking care of stuff, and a handful of people are like heading out into different parts of the city at this point in time. And it roll a perception check for anyone who wants to appraise.
11.
Oh my god.
19.
5.
Okay. 11 and 19, I would say you see probably Barrack, you would at least notice it, but you don't know that it wasn't there before. Above one of the doorways, there's a large gouge in the wood frame of that doorway. That was not there last time you visited. Where did I keep track of the name of the person? I want to say it was Flame Terry who you talked to last.
It was Flame John.
John.
Flame John.
You're right.
Yeah.
Flame John. You
Flame John.
see Flame John is like in the courtyard talking to some of the other members of the Pure Light.
I don't know if I'd recognize him. I don't know his face, and they're all wearing identical robes. This place is a nightmare for me.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. Never mind.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to tattle on myself, but
No, that's very important to your character. So absolutely. Yeah, it looks
I
like
could ask around for Flame John. I
Yeah,
didn't get his
you could.
name. Yeah.
Roll to see if you ask Flame John where Flame John is.
Oh God. I probably should do that, honestly. Do you want me to roll for like investigating or asking around?
I mean, what are you actually trying to do here?
I'm trying to ask for Flame John. I
Sure.
talked to him before. I don't know if we have a rapport. I kind of insinuated some
I think the Flame John's not like right at the edge of the property, so there's someone like walking out in the moment that you see, and you're able to ask, and they point over at Flame John.
Is that helpful to you?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very helpful. If they're
Or just,
pointing at.
like pointing at a specific person or a general area.
If they're pointing at a specific person, that's helpful. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll go talk to Flame John, I guess.
Okay. As you walk up, Flame John has like finished talking to a couple people and is just sort of like counting something on his fingers, and then looks over and says, "Baxter, right? Baxter?
Yeah, Baxter.
Hey, good to see you again. Who are your?"
These are my friends, Linnaeus and Barrick.
Hi.
Is Oot with you?
Yeah, probably.
And that's Oot.
He's alive inside.
Great. Nice to meet all of you.
Yeah, I was just coming in to check on you. Just make sure everything's going okay. I've been out of town for a couple days.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. No, things are running pretty normally. Yeah, I'd say everything's kind of going the same as has been. Is there? How did your time out of town go?
We ran into some trouble, but
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, it's all right. We made it out of there alive. I pointed at the gouge over the door. I was like, did something happen there? Or?
Oh, yeah. He briefly turns his target face away and then back. And like, there was we talked about how last time sometimes adventurers get in their head that we're a evil cult and we need to be taken out with violence. And we had
Or just
another
worth
group
2 rubies.
come through, and things got a little crazy for a little bit, but that's kind of normal for us. So we were able to peacefully and non-lethally disarm them. And
Where are they now? Are they?
we handed them off to some of the local guard, which, remembering last time, you know
Yeah.
that they have guard on their payroll.
Yeah. The lower city guard is
Yeah.
corrupt? Question mark.
It's not looking good for Chuck.
It's not looking good for Chuck. I don't think we need to go to the Deeply Fanged Serpent.
Probably not. No, I think we can just cross that one off.
Did you happen to catch any of their names?
Or a group name, perhaps? Did they like run up
He
with a battle
like
cry?
arches an eyebrow at you and says, he says, yeah, a kind of disheveled guy yelled for Maurice when he first stepped foot on the property. We don't know anyone named Maurice.
That could be Chuck.
Could be Chuck.
Yeah.
Sounds like Chuck.
Chuck,
It was just one of the guys. Maybe.
did you know these people?
A brief acquaintance. We
Acquaintance.
ran into them in the upper city.
He was having a real hard time.
Yeah.
All his
Lost
friends
like
caught
all
on
of his
fire.
friends.
Hmm.
Probably the ones before the group that he was with. I don't think they were friends.
Seems like he's bad luck, actually, a little bit.
Yeah, kind of. Did any? They were all okay
They
in
were.
the altercation.
I'm sorry. What are you asking here?
I just wanted to see if they were okay. Like,
Make a persuasion check.
which one is that again?
Will.
Will. 9.
So at this point, he sees someone he's.
Can I use my politics as a boon?
He sees someone who has come up and is asking about the last group to attack them. This is recently after having a conversation with Baxter about how maybe more violent approaches should be taken. And this is someone that was like in association with asking about the bounty and asking about what's happened recently. So he's got a reasonable amount of suspicion that you're like a recovery crew or someone who's trying to like get their friends out of a bad situation. And to that, he thinks Ron is like, I'm not sure. We passed them off to the guard and we did not hear anything back since then. I'm sure you could go to the prisons in the lower city and ask for a chuck there.
Okay.
We had no idea that he was planning on attacking you. We weren't sure what he was doing. He was
Drunk mostly.
yeah.
Craving.
Last time we saw him, he was drinking quite a bit, and we knew that he had lost his crew. He didn't say anything about attacking you.
A woman walks over in one of the plain robes and says, "Oh, you guys talking about the most recent attack?"
Yes.
And John says, "Yeah." And she says, "Oh, yeah, it was wild. This one guy who's leading the group seemed to think we had some fancy shaped glass here, and that's far from the truth. We have no idea how he got any of that information."
No idea.
But he seemed very insistent that it was here on the property and that he was going to try to extort us for that. So it was more of like a burglary than anything else.
No idea how
But
I would have gotten that information.
roll a deception check.
Is
You
that
could have just
also
kept
Will?
your mouth closed.
I think so.
That's what I'm doing.
I thought it was int for
It's
deception.
intelligence versus intelligence.
Please let it be int.
I think it's int.
We're looking.
Don't think I've rolled above a 10 or 9 this entire time.
Oh my god.
Roll another one.
All those dice are in jail.
Where is this in the book?
It's the only social check that Saxter's good at, because his will sucks, but his intelligence is good. So he's a good liar, but not very persuasive or intimidating.
Intellect, yes.
Okay, thank God. 12.
12. Okay. Yeah, you hide that. You have any idea of where that information could have come from?
We still have that piece of glass, right? Like we never fenced it.
The rainbow glass, yeah.
On the ship.
And that is different from the glass that Luminous had in his office.
Yeah. Well,
Thanks.
this has been helpful. Thank you.
I'm sure.
I'm glad that you guys are okay.
Thank you. I hope you all have a peaceful day.
And also with
Awesome.
you.
Goodbye. Best of luck.
He just looks very confused as you walk off. Also with you.
Go in peace and serve the light.
Amen.
Amen.
Cool. You went to talk to the cult. What else?
There's a
We
bridge
gotta go
burned.
shopping.
Okay,
I
shopping.
want to go to the
It's a
prison.
very sturdy bridge to begin with, so it's fine.
No.
There's a lower city prison. That's
There's-
where you said they would.
Yep, there's a lower city prison.
Can we go? I want to go.
Can we go to the prison?
Can we go to the prison?
Please.
Why do we
I want to bang on the cells.
why do we care about Chuck?
I want to
Again?
know if they got any information or if they just rushed into this head first.
Like, I want to know why.
Why they picked that one and why he picked it so soon after all of his companions died horribly.
Because there's a bounty for it, and we also told them that there was fancy shaped glass that probably worth a lot of money.
We
I
didn't
thought I was
tell
talking
him.
quietly and he was drunk. Damn.
Less drunk than you thought.
He
I
was
also did-
in
I'm
all
pretty
sorts
sure-
of places.
Yeah, I
Pretty
know,
sure I
but-
failed a perception check to see if anyone else was listening too.
Yeah. Damn.
Well,
All right. Well, I guess we go to the prison.
And then we go shopping.
Okay.
Prison first, shopping second.
One of you roll a d20.
15.
15.
That's a number.
It's a number, all right.
As you travel through the city, you environment. What's a city environment encounter?
City.
Rats.
Yeah, just
Muggers.
a whole tidal wave of rats. Well, it's not a combat
Oh.
because there are sections for combat. This is
Oh.
environment. The sewers suingly, and the road. I guess it's a
Be
city.
big crowd or mob or something of like big gathering of people because somebody is spouting some cult gibberish, or it could be a
Actually,
town crier thing.
It makes more sense.
AC unit
Ooh,
falls from a window.
what?
An AC unit falls from a window.
Yeah, could be everyone standing around because somebody just got murdered in the street and they're trying to figure out why.
I think one that makes most sense is you pass by another group of people that are surrounding like some guards that have knocked out someone, and you see that this person that got knocked out has dark black veins in their neck, and they're like bleeding, and the guards are just like shaking their hand like, another one. Okay, anyway, you pass by that and go to the prison. You see a pretty shabby looking building with a lot of guards around it, and as you approach it, one of the people stops and is like, name and why are you here?
I'm Linnaeus. We're here to potentially visit a prisoner to get information from them. Talk to them.
A friend of ours.
Visit a prisoner. That's good. All right, Joker, get out of here.
We're working with the queen.
What?
So why? Some of us are working for the queen.
We are working for the queen.
By the name of Queen Karina, you were saying you were working for her.
We are. Yeah.
Well, a deception check. You're not here on the Queen's orders.
I know. But we're working for her. Jesus
you-
Christ. It's intellect, right?
A what?
It's intellect, right?
Yeah,
Okay. That's a 12.
12.
That's
Which-
3 9s I've rolled in a row.
Oh no, you passed.
Not if it's will.
The guard says, "Oh, you don't. Do you have any sort of proof that'll show you're here?"
Did we have any proof?
We're not here for the queen.
I'm just trying to get in.
We're here on a different bounty. Which we could potentially just tell him that. Like, we're here trying to...
We took the bounty off the board, so we do have documentation that we're investigating the cult. That could be enough for them. So, yes, I
Okay.
guess. I'll. Who has the bounty? You?
I probably do, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to show the bounty to the guy?
You unfurl it, and he looks at it for a moment and says, "Huh. Stay here. I'll go look for Chuck."
Chuck.
You said
Yeah.
how recently?
Within the last couple of days.
Huh. Okay. And he just like walks off inside of the prison area and through the door.
Is he actually going to look for Chuck?
Roll perception.
You'll find out in a little bit if he comes
He's
out
gonna
or not.
check in the bag.
15.
15. You see him
Goes to take a smoke
like,
break, comes
You can
back. Sorry,
see through
that's- yeah.
some arches, like he walks into the prison area and he walks into another room, and then he just like sits down and puts up his feet.
He's not looking for Chuck.
Well,
Now there's not a guard at the gate.
There are more guards at the gate. There wasn't just one.
Don't
It's
want to break
swarming
into a
with guards.
prison.
Linnaeus, you distract them with your beautiful pecs, and we will...
Done.
Whoa! Everyone in the city stops, dazzled by the strange and alluring muscles.
Not very useful muscles.
That's why there was a question mark for muscles.
They're just for show.
After a few minutes, he gets back up and walks back out inside. And as he walks up, he's like, "Didn't see him."
Did you really look for him?
What, do you think I'm going to walk into a full yard of violent murderers and hand comb through for one guy?
They're all together? They're not in
You just
cells?
keep them in a yard?
Yeah, what kind of prison is this?
There's
Lower
somewhat.
city.
I simplified it for talking to you all.
Excuse me.
I'm not going to get into the specifics of running a prison. And more importantly, I'm not going to do it on behalf of one generic high city quest that is an association with a lower city pure light cult.
Well, he could have just told us that instead of being a dick about it.
You pushed first.
Might be on the payroll.
I think he is on the payroll.
I'm associated with Luminous Elix. They
I'm associated with the cult.
they were
You know,
they
your
were
boss.
they were recently attacked by this group, and we need to find out how much they know. How integrated are they? How much of a threat are they to the cult?
I feel like you're kind of stepping in the way of an important bounty for the city if you're not letting us get information.
Are we doing the bounty or are we working for the cult?
They're in the
Yes.
lower city. They have nothing to do with the queen. They're more probably in the pocket of the cult. I'm not saying this out loud, but
Saxter, roll a persuasion with a bane due to circumstance of what's happened up until this point.
it's going to be horrible. Yeah, that's -1.
Oh no.
Okay. He pauses for a moment and says, "Look, you all, move along. Let's not cause a big scene here, okay?"
Okay. Well, we'll go away, I guess.
Okay. You all back off.
Cause a big scene. I don't.
Do you wanna
actually know.
lean in?
I don't want to lean in right
Are there
now.
any break-in points?
I don't think.
I just want to
Do you want to scope this place out?
I want to scope the place out.
Okay.
That's my fatal flaw, guys.
I want to
with
go
a
shopping.
with a bane. There's guards everywhere, and that's going to make it hard for you to get.
I mean, I
guards
already
here,
failed.
too.
I got a 3.
Sure. No, it's a prison. There's guards
He's like,
everywhere.
get out of here, and you're like, okay, fine. And then you like walk 10 feet down and start
I do what he did.
Tiptoe, you like stand on a box and just sort of like look over. That's it.
I do exactly
Hey,
what he
hey,
did.
get outta
I'm
here.
leaving.
So
You're gonna get yourself
you passed
arrested.
your persuasion check,
He
and we got
throws a tuna
nothing
melt
out of
at
it.
you.
Yeah.
We passed the persuasion check, and he kicks his feet up. Damn it.
Well, yeah, we started with, we're here on the Queen's business.
You guys could have just helped me out there. I'm just saying.
The persuasion check was a do I even entertain I'm here for the queen from this new Gaian in very adventurer type gear without any writ of approval from the queen. So when he heard that, he was just like, okay, I guess I'll listen to him and see what he actually has to say.
Thanks for your help, Eric.
Anytime.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. I will hold up bounties to anybody you want me to.
Saxer just quietly off to the side.
Thanks for nothing, Loril. And I flip my beautiful hair and walk away.
Rude. I wasn't sure if Laurel was here because I wasn't sure if Laurel was there at the cult.
I don't think
Because
so.
I thought we all
you
walked
introduced
together.
those two and not Laurel. I was
I
like, I
didn't-
don't know where Laurel
No, I
is.
thought we all
I didn't
walked
hear
together to
differently.
the cult because
Oh.
we were at the bounty hall
Yeah, I thought
and then
that's
we
what
waited
we
for
did.
you.
I didn't hear otherwise, so
Okay.
you've just been hanging out quietly. Filing your nails or whatever rich people do.
Laurel doesn't think we need to go find Chuck.
Fine. I'm going to go shopping.
Great, you go shopping.
Yeah, I guess we're all going shopping.
I forget how much fancy clothes are. They cost some amount of money.
In this system, they exchange money for goods and services. I understand. That's what makes it.
I'm gonna, for those of you who do not have, who have getting by as your living expenses level, which is everyone but Laurel, I'm
Yep.
gonna say that you're gonna have to spend money here.
fair.
Laurel, you already have clothing fit for the situation, so you don't
Got
need
fancy
anything
clothes.
extra.
Presumably, at least Guo and On
On his first mate.
okay, have also fancy clothing, and so potentially you guys could borrow fancy clothing, but
How tall
probably
are they?
good to just have your own. Guo's probably tall.
Not that tall.
I'm
Guo
tall.
I think
is
Guo is like tall.
average height, but
Average
like
height?
muscled.
Okay.
I am 5'10" and scrawny.
I'm tall and muscular.
I don't know if I have a height.
Muscular.
Show muscles.
Clothing ornate is probably the best option for everyone here. And for an outfit, it will be 5 sapphire.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I'll deduct it out of the.
You can buy a single piece of clothing, but you're going to stand out. The
Yeah, how nice do we have to look?
additional option is some of you don't go.
I'll not. Yeah, I don't want to spend that much.
Is
on
there
just
is there
fancy
no
clothes.
jump between like normal clothes?
So it goes
and-
from clothing basic, clothing cold weather, clothing ornate,
Okay.
clothing entertainers, and then clothing nobles. And
Don't
then
just entertainers. Is that more?
entertainers is 7 slivers for an outfit.
Oh, that's way cheap.
That could be
So
a jester.
I mean, you are an
How much
artist.
is nobles?
Noble's 25 sapphires for
Holy
the outfit.
shit.
That's very expensive.
For the outfit, yeah.
You guys don't
That's
need that.
stupid.
What do you envision entertainers' clothes as looking like?
It doesn't immediately get you booed off of a stage. So at least it's got an okay cut to them.
7 sliver versus 5 sapphire.
It's not a full-on costume because there are costumes listed here. Elaborate costumes are 25 sapphire, and a simple costume is a pearl. You could also get a uniform for a pearl, or work coveralls for 3 slivers.
I deducted 15.
I mean, like,
sapphires.
what I'm asking, like, in would there be like a real world equivalent of what you're envisioning entertainer's outfit as? Like, is it a clown outfit, or is it like a like I'm a magician and I have like tails on my coat for some reason?
I think entertainers in this
It's
world.
probably more like a troupe. Yes. Like a carny. Not like a clown.
Like
but
a carny.
It's not a like eat dinner with the person outfit. I think there's something you could do there. Like you could try to like piece something together, maybe.
I can make this work.
If you want to, let's say you pay for 2 entertainers' clothing and 2 ornate, which would be 2 sapphire, 4 sliver, which is just
sapphire,
shy
4
of.
sliver.
It's almost 3 sapphire, but a sliver less. No, sorry, slivers are slivers. Yeah, 2 sapphire, 2 sapphire and a pearl, let's say, and you can put something together that's not ornate clothing, but it
Good enough.
will at least, yeah, it's good enough.
I'll do that.
I deducted 15 sapphires already.
Oh,
5, 5, 5.
I'm gonna save my money. I'll take the 5 and then not spend it.
If you absolutely want to buy cheap clothes instead, you're welcome to buy
You're
cheap
given an
clothes
allowance in your
instead.
pocket and go find
Exactly.
something.
Yeah. So you said 5 sapphires, and then
Well,
you
Lorel's
said-
buying ornate clothes.
right, and then you said
Lorel's going to tell you to buy ornate clothes. So
I'm not
you
gonna
want to go buy non-ornate clothes, that's out of your pocket.
Yeah. Wait, so I don't get the sapphires that you're handing out?
No, she was buying the clothes.
Yeah.
Lorel is paying 5 for ornate clothes.
All right. Well, if you're paying, then I'll do it.
This is going to be effectively like a middle class trader type outfit.
Got it. All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'll just go ornate with your money.
You don't have to.
You're welcome to go buy entertainer.
Stick it to the rich. Pocket it.
Yeah, using the sapphires from the cloth sale.
Eat the rich.
Don't eat me.
You're
Says 15 sapphires.
yeah, right.
Laurel.
And like all the diamonds.
I split up the diamond. We haven't talked to Lady
Sarah
Sarah
Vic,
yet.
yeah.
We haven't got those diamonds
Yeah.
yet.
Didn't we get 2 when we got to High Stone?
It was
Or not-
2 for the delivery and 2 for it not being altered or touched in any way.
Right.
We also
I know,
got a
but,
ruby for not killing the snake.
Did we split up the 2? I think we split up the 2
I
initially.
haven't split the ruby yet. I know you still
Yeah,
have
I've got
that
a
one.
ruby and I've got 47 sapphires marked.
Oh my god.
And a
And-
bunch of those are from the cloth sale, and then some of them I think are from splitting up the first 2 diamonds.
Okay. So we haven't gotten our share of that yet.
No, I thought we divvied up the first 2 diamonds. I thought everybody got their share.
I have not.
I didn't think so.
I don't have 2 diamonds marked. Should I have 2 diamonds marked?
I request you all to figure it out.
All right, I'm going to mark 2 diamonds then if you don't have your share.
I don't have my
think I
share.
do.
Are you going to then split it up?
A diamond is...
5 rubies.
So that's like
25.
10 sapphires each plus 10 extra.
So 10 for the crew.
If
Chip-
if we divvied up
chip-
the 2 diamonds.
Okay. So 10 sapphires.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll say we divvied up the diamonds.
10 sapphires is 2 rubies. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did divvy up the stuff that we found on all the bodies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you did do that one.
Yeah.
You talked about that one. Okay, cool. You have shopped.
Yes.
Was there anything else you want to shop for while you're here? How's everyone's health? Does anyone want to go figure any of that out?
Good.
Is there a weapons vendor or anything like that?
Yeah.
What you looking for?
I'm looking for. I don't know if they're going to have this here, but Sky City throwing shards.
Throwing shards. They'll probably have some, but it's going to be a little more expensive due to just being uncommon.
They're usually one sliver each.
Instead of a pearl for 5, which would be a sliver each, I'm going to say they're pearl 2 sliver for 5. And then if you don't want 5, then we can figure something out.
Yeah, I wanted 15 more of them.
Okay. So 3 pearls and 6 slivers, so 4 pearls and a sliver for 15.
4 pearls and a sliver.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyone want some bone cutlery set?
Don't mind if I do.
Only a pearl. Good quality. My mother's bones.
That's
One of a kind. She was symmetrical. 2 of a kind.
How much is a bow?
A bow
This
is...
one.
Yeah, Loril has a bow. I don't know if she's using
Bow is a medium range weapon. Cost is a sapphire. It will do a d6 and it has medium range.
Are you using yours?
Nope.
She's got a big stick.
I mean, because we could have multiple bows.
I'm also tempted to buy a couple. If the ship doesn't have weapons on it already,
No.
of just standard javelins and bows or whatever, I'm tempted to buy a couple just to have
You have
weapons on the ship. Because it turns out we need them.
in session 1, I would say there are a couple munitions
Okay.
ready for the ship, but there's nothing. There isn't enough for the entire crew to have at once, which I guess you all at least close some of that gap.
Yeah, they probably don't all need weapons, but there should probably be at least a couple.
Sure. I think we can just, as long as it's nothing complicated or powerful, we can just fold that into ship cost.
Okay.
And in the future, we're going to say there's munitions for anyone on the ship.
Okay.
Simple stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking of just making sure there's some bows and javelins and stuff.
Bows, because they cost a sapphire, will probably not be in the... I was thinking simple melee weapon type stuff.
Okay.
If
I'll
you
buy
want-
a couple of bows to put on the ship
Okay.
as well then.
2 sapphires, and I'll note that down.
Can everyone use a bow?
Yeah.
I think so.
Pretty sure
I'll
it's...
buy 5 for the ship.
5 bows. Okay. So that would be a ruby, I think. Is that the conversion way?
I'm going to spend
Yeah.
5 sapphires, but yes.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's the
buy
same
one
thing.
for myself.
It is. It's 5 to 1.
Yeah, I just have the different gems marked as separate denominations.
Okay.
Theoretically, we
bows.
start getting a bunch of diamonds and then go try and spend them buying, an apple from a street vendor. It matters, but...
Yeah. I know tracking ammunition is kind of a weird thing in this system. It is.
Yeah. Tracking ammunition.
It's weird.
Just don't do it.
So ranged weapons like bows or throwing shards use ammunition that must be recovered. Others, like thorn spitters, generate their own ammunition. In either case, this uses an abstract system to track ammunition for ranged weapons. You are assumed to have enough ammunition to use your ranged weapon up to 5 times. Use a d6 to track this number in combat. After, whenever you attack with a weapon that uses ammunition and the total of your roll is 0 or less, you run out of ammunition for that weapon, and you cannot make ranged attacks with the weapon until you replenish your stores. While in combat, you can use an action to replenish 1 piece of ammunition, allowing you to find your ranged weapon once. Out of combat, you can take 10 minutes to recover spent ammunition or allow your weapon to regenerate its own ammunition. Once you do this, you restore your ranged weapon to the default state of 5 free shots before you have to worry about them running out. This has been another... No.
I haven't had to worry about that yet because I haven't had
Those
to
be
throw
off.
5 in one combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other shopping?
I think I'm good. Do they make armor for
So there is other
dogs?
Not in the book,
For
no.
medium freaks?
For medium freaks?
That's what's on my sheet.
I don't think so.
That's on your
It-
medium freaks.
I think we made. I was
Yeah.
listening back actually. We made a joke in session 3 because it was like he did the like rage thing,
I'd have to get
and then he turned into a freak. He's kind of medium beast. He's medium freak, and because I was also questioning it, and then I
Fully
listened
forgot
back,
all
and I
of
was like,
that.
oh yeah.
Okay. They don't by default make armor for dogs.
Okay.
If that's something you want to put some stuff and interest into,
I mean, he's fine. He's got high defense anyway.
Do you want to get medium armor?
Oh, I
You
guess
could
I
afford
could
that
afford
now.
medium
It's
armor
5
now.
sapphires.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's get some medium armor. Can I sell my light armor and get medium armor instead?
yeah, I think the last time I did a sell rate was like 2/5 or 3/5.
I think it was.
Depends. It depends
I thought
on
it was
how
a
well you
roll. Yeah.
Okay. Make a persuasion roll.
Is there nobody who wants the light
Persuasion
before we
will?
sell it?
I already
Yeah,
have
then-
some.
Okay.
Oh, good. I already have light armor.
Is it will?
Yeah.
Yes. 10.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to peek really quickly if I wrote it down. If I didn't write it down, I'm going to be inconsistent for anyone who's been keeping track, but I will make a new ruling
Brain.
now.
keep track.
Brandon's keeping track.
I never will.
I
Can't
think
make me.
it was 3/5 last time.
But was that for a success or a failure?
I thought it was 40%
I thought it was
on a
just flat.
success and 20% on a failure.
I know.
I don't
guys.
know.
I just recently listened to this, but I don't.
Well, if
I don't
that's
know.
the case, then it's 2/5 versus 1/5.
That
Because
feels-
20% is a fifth
Okay,
and 40% is 2/5.
believe you.
Yeah, we're good at 20%. Sorry, 40%. You succeeded.
Huzzah!
So 2/5. So if it normally sold for
two
a pearl, you'd get 2
slivers?
slivs.
Okay. 2 slivs.
Slivies.
All right.
I went to buy a real fancy weapon, but I think probably that's a like specific place you go and get like a custom order put in or something, and
Okay.
probably on the Sky Islands or like
was
Sky Island,
five
like Sky City staffs and stuff.
Medium armor.
5 sapphires for me.
So I will wait to do that.
Hey, I turned
But
back
someday
to the page. That's pretty
I'll have +3 reach.
Okay.
That's crazy.
I will rue the day.
Yeah, you will.
All combat will be rendered unnecessary. Loril from across the battlefield. Bonk.
cool. Ooh, I get to choose what it looks like. That's fun.
Wow, Michaela reads book. What next? You all shopped? Any other shoppy?
About what time is it now? Is it dragon time?
It's you go visit the
Or
dragon.
Saravac. If it's her.
Either one. Well, she could probably get changed into her fancy new clothes first.
Oh, Luril's been in fancy clothes.
I am not.
I assumed the visit of the dragon involves you stopping by the Svet, obstinate Svet again, just to do a quick change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah,
do that.
cool, great.
If it makes sense to buy ship supplies, I'd buy ship supplies, but I think we can handle that later.
Okay, probably still in your living expenses for the ship. So lifestyle is like wealthy, so I'm not gonna rock that boat. The ship is keeping itself up.
I did pay for that.
I'm confused. I'm
What?
sorry. Medium armor for defense. It says agility +3, but then I also have a shield,
That adds +1.
so
Yep.
that's plus. Okay,
Then they
so
stack.
it's
So
whatever my
plus-
agility +3, and then 1 for my shield. So
Correct.
So 12 defense now. Okay. Oh,
Nice.
Oh, your agility's 8.
yeah.
Okay.
I was like, wow, +4, that's huge.
I think the because
I'm gonna go piss.
she's the strength character, so she's
Yep.
eventually going for heavy armor, which just sets it to 16.
Yeah.
So you don't have to
That'll help.
factor in agility at all.
I'm trying to be harder to hit because I keep running in to get hit. So the way
Theoretically, I'm
some of
hard
these
to hit, but that
Are a
didn't
little
play
rough.
out at all last time.
The way some of these classes start off, they're a little rough.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I'm wondering
I'm
if I should have
only
taken
smart.
the talent for.
Armor's nice.
Armor.
It's only 1 point.
Yeah, I'm just strong
of extra armor.
and willful.
Light armor.
That's true.
I'm averagely willed.
I'm pretty.
Still, that puts
I'm
me up
12
to
willed. Yeah.
16 when
10
I'm
willed.
dancing.
12 full wills.
I have a +0, a -1, a -1, and a +3. So, new Gaia, folks.
New Gaia, bitches.
We're really smart.
Yeah, I feel like I'm used to jumping into campaigns, so starting at low levels is always weird and jarring.
I'm trying to think of what else we should buy. Maybe we should buy some sawgrass powder.
Isn't it like stupid expensive for not that
It's not a
much?
I thought it was like 5
sapphires.
sapphire per
For
dose.
one use, yeah.
Which
One use. Wait, I thought it was 2 sapphires. It's
thought-
2. Yeah. It's,
I thought it was 5.
I thought it was 5 as well, which like when he initially told us, we're like, ugh. But now I've got like a ruby and 52 sapphires, and I'm like, okay, we could buy a dose or 2.
I think it's 2 because
Is it 2?
the payment for going to check out the tomb
Oh,
was
that's
2
right.
sapphires, and we were just like, oh, so we're basically getting paid sawgrass powder.
That's right.
So it's sawgrass powder should, unless I'm mistaken, I think it's 2 sapphires.
Just thinking of
Yes,
just
2
picking up
sapphires.
2.
And to be fair, sawgrass powder is uncommon. Mm-hmm. It's not like healing potions in D&D. It's
Is there a healing potion?
sawgrass powder is
Damn.
a way of healing.
Is it like a wheatgrass shot?
Patience is-
Put it in some
It's
water
a
and-
chalky
I'll
green substance. So
buy
it's what's the
Some
green
sawgrass
tea?
powder.
Matcha?
It's
I'll
matcha.
spend the
Oh, yeah.
I'll spend the ruby.
I love that.
But you rub the
matcha.
matcha into the wound,
Oh, okay.
Gross.
or else it gets the hurt again.
I bought 3 doses.
Ooh, okay. Also, and important to remember for next time someone uses
I'll
sawgrass powder.
Spread them out.
I think we forgot to do it the first time you did it. After you take sawgrass powder, you have to make a challenge roll to not become addicted.
I thought you have to take it multiple times for that to be true. The first one just makes you fatigued, and then the
Impaired.
next one makes you.
So if you're already fatigued, you become addicted to it. So if you had taken a second dose,
Yeah,
right, then
if you take multiple
impaired
doses
for some other reason and become fatigued from it. Yeah.
Yeah, and the impaired didn't matter because we had just left combat. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I bought 3 doses. I probably shouldn't hold all 3, so I'll spread them around the party based on who raises their hands here, or give them.
Give one to Barrick.
Saxter raised his
Yeah.
hand. No one else raised their hand. Saxter gets them all.
Go ahead, each of you. Mark
sawgrass
down,
powder?
Sawgrass
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, your front line.
Thanks, Sugar
restores.
Mommy. Hey, you bought us new outfits. You're giving us sawgrass
I bought you fancy
powder?
clothes. I'm going to take you out to a nice dinner later.
Found the name of this episode.
Been cruising around on your boat.
Gotta treat you guys nice.
And then when mommy wants something, mommy's gonna get it.
Oh, God.
Anyway,
Gets what mommy wants.
Mommy Dylan.
Dylan, mommy,
just
Morris.
Dylan. Just Dylan.
Nope.
Okay. You all head off to the audience with the dragon of the Far East.
I think I would want to find, because it's still early enough, Saravek first. Because we've reported to the queen, so she knows we're back in town, presumably, at this point. So
Yeah.
the longer we wait, the more she'll be like,
You search around for a little bit, and
I'm sure somebody from the queen's chorus can.
actually, as like you head back towards the upper city and to where your ship was, you see a chorus member that had been sort of waiting at the base of the dock tower that you were moored upon.
Perfect.
And they bring up like, Lady Saravak wished to meet with you again, a delicate.
Perfect. I was just about to begin asking after her.
Excellent. I will let her know. And the chorus member bows and heads back off into the bustle of the city.
So are we meeting like at the delicate like now? Or
Delicate
like,
for dinner.
For dinner. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Then we can meet with the dragon first.
Cool.
You guys can come out to fancy dinner this time.
Yay!
Ugh. I'm like
Intimidating soup.
I'm like fussing with my collar. I'm like really uncomfortable in these fancy ass clothes.
How
You could probably
how
get fancy
covered do we
clothes
have to
without
be?
a horrible collar.
Well,
This is a Sunday.
I was gonna ask everyone to describe their ornate clothes, and then you hit me with how
How covered do we
covered
have to be?
do we have to be? Covered.
There's
It's-
probably a minimal level of cover.
It's a rich person statement to have nice clothes, and that's the expectation of going to a restaurant like Delicate.
Okay. I was picturing just like a vest and dress pants.
I thought you were going to stop at the vest. Just a vest,
Just a vest.
no
It's
underwear.
not 5 sapphires worth.
It's a really
Picturing,
nice vest.
It's a nice vest.
A single piece had its own price instead of the outfit cost.
Yeah.
Anyway, you would want a nice like vest and pants type combo. Shoes, definitely. No shoes, no service.
Fine. But it's just the vest.
Wait, are you trying to walk? Am I being gaslit right now? What's happening?
Just the vest, no shirt underneath. And pants.
But also wearing pants.
and shoes.
and shoes.
Linnaeus can probably get away with that. Uglier people probably cannot.
I'm beautiful.
Weird, alluringly beautiful.
Yeah.
Weirdly.
Will buys you like a whole outfit and you put on half of it.
I look at the collared shirt and I'm like, ugh, no.
What is this?
I tie it as a backpack.
You make a little bindle sack with a very nice shirt. A one sapphire shirt.
This setting is going back and forth between like really primitive, like everyone lives in the jungle, and really like modern and fancy. And I'm trying to figure out like where the hell is the setting?
It's-
Like what is
Yes.
fancy?
I'm not
wear?
helping. I'm like walking back
It's
around
all
too.
over the place. I'm very amused. So
Good.
we're talking about fancy wear, and I'm like, what is fancy wear?
I aim to get a
Wind.
small exhale from the nose. Anyway, you all head to talk to the dragon. And when you get to the palace, you are escorted inside once again, and you are now all given one of these harnesses with the little jingly bark on it. That makes it very hard for anyone to hide.
Which makes me wildly uncomfortable.
Yeah, Saxter especially, because now you are audible in every location you go to. It's a weird level of scrutiny has been placed upon you that has not existed before.
I hate it.
Wait, what do your guys' outfits look like?
Like Ron Weasley's dress robes.
Laura got yours from a secondhand shop. Just to tell you. I don't know. I feel like Barrack would go more simple than ornate, just like a nice dress. Maybe. I don't know.
Mine's like a really corny version of what he thinks rich people wear. You know, it's, I don't know.
With all this like extra lace.
Yeah, very lacy, dodgy little collar.
You go in a chorus member season, bit fresh in it. No, doesn't happen. Okay. With all your fancy clothes, you're taking it. You were taken over to the one of like these more grand and central stairways in the castle, and you were led down into the basement.
Spooky.
Large sconces are laid upon the wall that are glowing with lit torch fire. And as you are escorted by a handful of chorus members into the depths of this castle, I'm gonna ask for a perception with a bane from all of you.
God. 2.
17.
7.
The Bane puts me at 9. Unless I get a boon from etiquette and customs or mythology.
No.
Damn.
I'm distracted by the bells and stuff on my back. I'm just like, what the fuck is this?
Linnaeus, as you descend into the depths of the Passal Callus of Lorm, capital city of the Far East, you observe, after walking through some of these dark stone hallways, that the stone floor of this castle has been slowly discolored over time in a way that indicates something wide moves along these tunnels at all times. Well, not at all times, but something wide has been consistently moved across this tunnel. The displacement of dirt and the wear on the stone all provide an indication that something other than normal foot travel happens down here. As you are all taken down to Linnaeus, you clock that the 4 or so chorus members that are taking the 5 of you down. Is Oot coming?
Is it allowed?
No, never
No?
mind. Oot's not coming.
It's probably
I say,
sitting
Oot
like
is not
that.
allowed. No. That was a dumb question on my part. As the chorus members that take the 4 of you down, because Oot isn't coming, I'm deciding this
fancy
for the
clothes.
first time. Revisionist history. No, one of the chorus members very subtly puts their hand like into a small hidden lever in the side of the wall, and with your perception check, you notice a small out of place noise from the tunnels far down below. That sounds like a small, like, sort of a tonal clunk, as if it has a note to it, and it is designed that way, but it's pretty subdued, and you don't know quite what to make from it, aside from noting that it happened.
Great to know.
I'm gonna keep it to myself for now.
Gotcha. After a small series of turns in the corridors below, you are taken to a large, very well sealed door. You all walk up to a door that is covered in a series of large, sturdy-looking pieces of bark that don't necessarily look like they wrapped around a specific piece of tree, but that have been flattened against the various panels of this door, giving it a like splint armor type look to it. There's certain layers of this bark underneath other layers, and extruding from it there is this I think you're gonna sneeze. There's a couple vines that are just gently like wafting and waving through the wind as if they're like a piece of seaweed underwater just being drifted back and forth by ocean currents. As the chorus members come up, one of them just very gently like sticks a hand out, and the vine like grabs it for a moment, and for a moment the guard just like they look relaxed in this moment, but the vine like jerks his hand forward a little bit, and you see a drop of blood is like extracted from his wrist, and the vine like pulls backwards into the door itself. And after a moment, the guard like pulls their hand back and like wipes off the blood from their hand, quickly like puts a little piece of bandage around it. And then the door itself, these large pieces of bark slowly peel themselves backwards in the way that is more akin to like how sci-fi doors all like twist their way open. Mm-hmm. This door like slowly peels itself open to make room for people to pass through. Beyond this threshold, you see there's a medium-sized room that is absolutely adorned and lined with bookcases. Along the side of it are just tomes upon tomes, lots of bound works, which are done in very nice-looking series of leather and filigree. At the back of the room, there is a large glowing orange fireplace and a series of comfortable-looking chairs to read in. Along one of the sides to the left, you see a more a like writing desk where a very wizened older man is sitting at the at it, sort of continuing to write at some scrolls. The chorus members nod for all of you to enter, and the chorus members do not look like they're going to follow you.
Okay, then.
And you all stand out there looking dumb.
The real goes there.
Okay.
We follow the real.
Yeah.
Cool.
Are the
row
guards
takes
just
them.
like staying right outside the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go in.
Okay.
Yep.
Linnaeus, as you, the door starts to like close itself once more. And as that happens, you once again catch that same guard member press a secret thing in the side of the wall. But before you hear anything, the door closes. The old man who's sitting at the desk is just writing a bunch of stuff, doesn't really look up.
I'll say an appropriate greeting.
What? Appropriate greeting? What? Oh! What?
My name is Lady Niana, and we're here on behalf of the Queen with to discuss some of the recent disturbances up near Highstone.
This old man looks so confused. I'm Lord Nafatu, and I was just doing some study. I don't know anything about these disturbances. I was just here writing a book report, as you would.
Are you a dragon?
Oh, no. You,
Oh, okay.
you want the dragon.
We do want the dragon.
And this old guy stands up and starts to very slowly walk towards the fireplace. And as like he's made a few steps, from one of the sit back chairs, a guy stands up in very nice robes, very like high collar over like up to the top of his head, like popped collar.
Blade Runner style.
Pitch black hair, very like nicely done facial hair, mustache, goatee type thing. And he stands and turns and says, "Who enters my lair?"
So dragon's lair. I'm Lady Niana. We are here on behalf of Queen Karina to discuss some of our findings up near the tomb in Highstone.
Yes, the chorus told me you found a note of what potentially was stolen from there.
Yeah, the registry plus our search of the tomb seem to imply that a document of some sort was stolen.
He, after standing up, comes over and just like sits directly down onto the carpeted floor and like puts hands in like a meditative state and says, "Say the name once again."
The truth of the gods gifted to our blood.
He breathes in this inhale as he's like accentuating that he's really taking in this information. And after a moment says, "Nope, don't know it."
Well,
Truth about the gods in our blood, though. Truth in the blood. Frustratingly coincidental, wouldn't you say? And he like makes direct eye contact with Linnaeus and just like stares really hard at him.
yes,
You would say.
I think.
Curious. I would ask why you say, but at this point I feel like you say without thinking. Am I wrong?
I mean, no, not necessarily, but
I
why
see.
is it coincidental?
I would initially call it coincidental because there's been a rise, if you haven't been paying attention to the streets around you,
In Demon's Blood, yeah.
so you know. Good.
Yes.
There's been a lot of talk about blood recently, none of which carries my fancy. You know, the Naga once believed that a creature's blood, a human's blood, is what differentiated us and made us special to the gods. Not our soul, not our muscles or our heart or our mind, but the viscous fluid that flows within us. And frankly, I'm not sure if they're telling the truth or not, but I hold that belief very strongly. And if someone is taking up on that knowledge, perhaps they are being lied to by the same sources. What do you think? And he, suddenly just glares at Saxter.
I don't think blood has any magical properties. It's just you take it out of somebody and they stop living. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's all the blood is.
You can't read his expression
No.
as normal. And he sits with it for the moment. The three of you see him briefly dismiss this. He just minorly, small shake of the head, just close of the eyes. And then he thinks about it a little and then proceeds on. He turns to Lorel and says, "And of those who took it, what did you learn?"
Their demon's blood seems to be the connecting thread of everything. They seem to call themselves the Black Hearts, or at least represent themselves as such, and have been described by some of the people who have encountered them as Ravagers.
You heard them call themselves this? You fought them?
We found their remains at the site of the tomb.
I see.
One of them completely smashed open the tomb door, indicating pretty high levels of inhuman strength.
That is not something typically found
That's
in
what
the
the plants
wild
said, at
and
least.
reckless Ravager. Who said that?
The plants. They're very wise.
They're plants. And I know we've touched on the fact that you
Thank
don't
you.
exactly think before talking, but please consider that plants don't share the same perspective as us.
Agree to disagree.
He looks at Beric and says, "What say you? Do plants have the same perspective as us?"
Well, I think all creatures have their own unique perspectives. So I don't think anyone could have the exact same perspective as us. But the plants have been helpful thus far.
Spoken like one from the Isles of Bakari.
That is where I'm from.
Then you would know that certain animals, when they do not fit within society, drive themselves or are driven out of their pack. But what happens when there's too many animals driven out of the pack? At this point, I would like to remind you of there's a feature, not a feature, but on Bakari, there's this, oh my. On Bakari, there's this giant herd of animals that are just not bondable. And I'm trying to pull back up information about them. The Black Cloud.
Oh.
Quote the Keeper's Guide. There's a saying on Bakari. Oh, I have to do a saying voice. When the black cloud is on the horizon, those who linger will feed the soil. The saying refers to a massive herd of animals, thousands of every description, that stampedes around the island, trampling everything in its wake. Nobody knows what drives these beasts to such madness, but it seems that the fervid state can be transmitted to other beasts, which then join the stampede. In fact, some Bakari lose their bondmates to the Black Cloud, some power that binds all the beasts within the stampede called out to the others nearby, and seeks to bring more into the herd. A beast bond is for life, and when the bondmate is consumed by the maddening of the Black Cloud, some of that madness seeps into the bonded human. The lucky ones simply become husks of their former selves, where those more deeply affected by the madness become a danger to their tribes, sometimes trying to join the Black Cloud themselves. Once a beast is part of the cloud, there is no way to communicate with it. The name Black Cloud comes from the great plume of dust that surrounds these beasts, kicked up by their hooves and claws, blotting out the sun where they go. So, when the dragon brings up the question of what happens when there are too many outcasts, that is something that is very topical to you, Barrick, and you instantly recognize the parallel.
Okay, then I would probably say, well, they become a black cloud.
Indeed. We have our own black cloud forming, one that is very undesirable in this place. Tell me, with all the power in the world, what would you four do next to stop a black cloud?
I don't really
Remove
know.
the source of the demon blood, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dam the river, and it no longer flows. That may be the appropriate approach, and time shall tell. One thing is for certain. This, allowed to continue, will see the entirety of the Eastern Kingdom consumed with pain and chaos and strife, and the innocent shall be uprooted, attacked, and irrevocably changed in their life.
How would you stop it?
I would need more information. Pose the simple question. The answer of stop the blood is a good one, but that raises more questions behind it. Where does the blood come from? Was there a plan for the blood in the first place? I would not stop it by striking immediately. In fact, I would do additional research. The reason I ask is I'm seeking to gauge if some of you have a level strategic head on your shoulders. Provided that is the case, I would like to provide you direction and sponsorship to seek out answers to these questions so that these ravagers and black hearts can be stopped before the problem becomes exacerbated. And along the way, if you're able to find the document that was taken, I'd very much like to ensure it gets put back where it was kept, to honor those that died in that tomb. Oh, and stepping back for a moment, they didn't die in the tomb. That's just me saying it poorly. They didn't fight through this war and then have to go to the tomb and die there. That'd be so grim. All right, old timer, get in there. Time to die. No, I'm
ready.
I can go for a walk.
I feel happy.
Is this on behalf of the queen or yourself?
That question is more interesting than you might realize. This is out of my budget. But let me assure you, I'm not outspent by the queen, if that is what you are concerned about.
It wasn't, but that's good to know.
He pauses for a moment and says, I don't know what he says. I have to think for a moment longer. He pauses a lot longer.
So the
He falls asleep on the floor.
Do we just wait here? Or?
He's just like fully sitting, meditative pose. Just
Very chill. Very zen.
he stutters for a moment. Ah, Yes.
So what do you know of the whole demon's blood epidemic here? Is it seems to be very recent.
Demon's blood, formerly a tool for some of the more reckless and wily of adventurers, has recently become much easier to procure. This has happened most significantly in at least Lorm over the past couple weeks. Very recent. But this was a rising problem along our eastern coast over the past. It has been scaling in intensity for a few months, if half a year. The problem started slow and has become a significant issue.
This on the western side?
East.
Side.
Eastern side. And where are the Naga?
Northeast.
Northeast, okay.
I was just about to ask about that. There's a rumor that the Naga have a certain amount of secret influence in the goings-on in Lorm.
He just stares flat. Well, you don't see his expression. He just stays silent. The rest of you see him just flatly staring at Saxter.
It's something I heard.
Hey, government guy, did the Naga actually call the shots here?
Mr. CIA, did you do it?
I thought
Sorry.
was he like? I thought he was like just said that he's not like under the queen's boot. Like,
So he has
He is his own title in the Far East, but
he's his own like loci of power. He doesn't have to ask the queen for permission to do things most of the time. Like, he's still in some regards beholden to her, but as long as he does his job of like securing the knowledge base and supplying powerful information to her, he has the ability to do other things. And he has his own like financial way of paying for things.
fuck. I'm sorry, guys.
and also no, it's
There's a reason I don't do political intrigue shit. I fucking hate
So
this.
when you bring that up, he stays silent for a moment, then just moves on the conversation. He doesn't even address what you just said.
Silence is acquiescence.
Yeah.
He instead moves on to say, if the queen were under the control of the Naga, I'm sure we would see the Naga.
Are you sure?
Would you like to ask some plants?
They might be more helpful, honestly.
Then you're not asking the right questions of me. Although, if you think we share the same perception, you might not be able to ask the questions in the first place.
I'm sure my compatriot didn't mean anything of it. We've had a long couple of days traveling to Highstone and back.
Well, the ability to... actually, I guess he wasn't.
Shoots a look at Linnaeus.
I ignore it.
As it were.
He's like the second most powerful guy in the country.
As it were, I think it important for me to directly inform you that if you are able and willing to seek further information in this regard, find out more about the Black Hearts, and start to pursue a longer-term strategy of stopping them and preventing whatever is going on, there are those who will pay handsomely for that set of actions. I, of course, am very eager to get my hands back onto the stolen document. One that I will have to talk about with our local general of the army to ensure our other tombs are being properly guarded. But that's a problem for me. He stands up from where he was still sitting and looks at the four of you. You don't have to answer right away. In fact, I would prefer you didn't. I do not seek the employ of those who are rash. And he just doesn't look at Linnaeus in any way anymore. He's probably just looking at Laurel, Barrack, and Saxter. Do you try to like lean in his line of vision? He looks at you and they make like a
Vibe check.
Mischief check.
roll will.
3.
On a 3, you're gonna get now's not the time. Okay. You like stand back up. On a success, you would have learned to like say you're sorry, apologize, get out of there type thing. He just like shoots you another like brief scowl and then goes, think it over. If you have questions, I will answer them or supply some information. Any letters sent to this castle, if you cannot get an audience, will be delivered to me, and I will respond within reasonable time frame. If you need knowledge or connections of those who have abilities or powers, I can facilitate those.
Thanks. I do have a question, actually.
Lorella's like,
He, after you say that and you pause for a moment, he goes, if any of you have any questions, let me know.
we'll
You lean in the way again?
we'll be sure
Okay.
to get back to you once we've thought it over.
Very good. Is there anything... No, he already would have said something like that. He's already stood up. He walks around the side of you and to the tentacles that are once again stretching out from the door, he like puts his wrist in. But this time, instead of like drawing blood, it just like recognizes his forearm and very smoothly opens once again to a bunch of the Queen's chorus that are standing there at attention. And without saying any goodbyes, he walks back over to his high chair and picks up one of the tomes that he was reading. And the guards quickly like look at attention to see you all exit out of his hoard.
We will... Lorelle will exit the dragon's lair. I guess I can't speak for everyone.
Okay.
Can I take another look at where I saw the guard, like,
Sure.
click whatever lever thing it was?
Roll perception. Flat.
Jesus.
Doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist. 8.
Looks like a bunch of stone bricks. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Is
Cool.
anyone looking at me?
Yes. Absolutely.
Got a jingle vest on. Everyone's looking at you.
know. And I'm beautiful.
You are
Everyone's always looking at you.
in that vest.
Now even more so.
Chef's
Yeah,
kiss.
Glorious.
Beautiful.
I know. I guess. Hey, Barrick.
Yeah.
I casually kind of point to it and I'd be like, do you see anything there?
I don't know. Do I? No, I don't. Got a 6, so.
Okay, as like you look over, you don't see anything, and then a couple chorus members go, "Let's get a move on, please," and like try to step in the way and start to usher you all out of the castle again.
How far apart were they the first time I saw them do it and then closer to the door?
Distance or time, or
Both, I guess.
okay. They were, one was at like the top of the staircase to lead downwards into the basement, and there's no direct line of sight. It's got like a, what's the, when you stop like on a landing, there's a landing where you turn 90 degrees or 180 and head down the other way again. And then the second one was specifically near the entrance of the door of the dragon's hoard.
Okay. I guess I want to try and make a look for the one when we get up to the top of the stairs, too.
Okay. Yeah.
Can I maybe help him now that he's roped me into
You
that he's
need-
looking for something?
You need Linnaeus to call out directly that there's another one. And yeah, that would need to be the case. If you want to make another perception check without saying anything, then go ahead and roll it when you get back up to the top of the stairs.
I'll try it again.
More sense because we've got guards all
Yeah.
around us. So.
Thank God. 17.
17. You, amidst all the stone bricks, notice that one has a slightly oilier sheen, as if it's been pressed a bunch by people's hands.
What kind of mischief are you gonna do?
As you all clunk, clunk, clunk back up the stairs in your ringing harnesses.
We jingle, jingle, jingle,
Jingle,
up the
jingle.
stairs.
Sorry, yes.
But there's no metal, so how?
It's more of a jungle. Jingle, jingle, jungle.
The dongles are made of wood.
What are the dingles made of?
Also
We all know what
wood.
the dingle is made of.
Also wood. It's a thunder. There's no metal.
I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be good.
Who even are you?
Okay.
I could really lean into my fatal flaw.
If you're going to lean in, that's a secret point.
I know.
But I will also let you know we're probably not going to play for much longer.
I know.
So it would be fully a character move and no other benefits to it.
So who's your next character going to be?
Linnaeus, we've talked about this.
Let me look up death real quick.
It has been a session.
Nah, I'll just go.
Okay.
Be good.
So boring.
You all head back out of the castle, and we will entertain any dinner stuff with Lady Saravec Lauriere next session. Editor Owen here saying thanks for listening, and I appreciate everyone who's given this podcast a shot. I know I'm putting this at the end of session 7, which is a bit of a burden for anyone who's gotten this far, which means I'm not going to get this to anyone who's tried the podcast, but that's besides the point. Details. It's semantics. Semantics? Semantics. Anyway, I appreciate you all. unrolliablepod@gmail.com if you need to get in contact for any weird reason, and I hope you all have an unreliable day.
Read it, read.
My name's Gulo.
Perfect. No notes.
Ship.
Linnaeus is my best friend. So anyway,
I'm here to play a game, and I want to play a game.
Great.
The Saw movies have
I'm
really
here
gone
too.
down in quality.
A little more, Lisa.
Read it, read.
I'm the editor. I can hear you.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I can't do it anymore. I failed.
Well, it's been good, guys.
That's it. This was another episode of the Unreliable Podcast.
That's really not reliable.
Exactly. You get it.
Read it, read.